your budget. I'm Amanda Krenz, the mortgage originator at Community First Credit Union. Please stop in or check out our website to learn more about our home loan options. And remember, at C First, together is better.
Pella Car Care has been a part of the community since 1994, providing milestone mileage checks, oil changes, brake repairs, and more on all foreign and domestic vehicles. AIC certified technicians at Pella Car Care attend continuous ongoing training to build the skills to solve any and all electronic and mechanical needs. Scheduling is easy online at PellaCarCare.com with delivery and pickup services available. Pella Car Care wishing good luck to our area teams this season.
Welcome to this exclusive presentation of live area football coverage on KNIA KRLS and streaming live at KNIAKRLS.com and the free KNIA KRLS app.
Meyer hands it off to Pollock. He's hit at the 5, breaks the tackle, fights towards the goal line, and in! Touchdown, Pella!
And it's picked off at the 34-yard line. Two receivers in the area, and he split them, and it's picked off by Norwalk, who has all the momentum in this game right now.
And here is the pitch out. That goes to Hayden Jones, trying to find running room. Goes to the corner, to the 5, pops a hole. Touchdown, Knoxville! The Panthers get on the board early on.
Kekmarinsky, he's got to the base. He's going 5, diving. He's in. We're going to get a spot. Touchdown, Kekmarinsky.
We'll get you ready for all of tonight's action with the radio pregame show, bring you score updates from around the area, and bring you all the exciting action of South Central Iowa high school football. Now let's head to the field and inside the radio broadcast booth.
High school football is on the air as we welcome you live to Eagle Lane, where it's the Class 1A football playoff opener tonight, featuring your Pella Christian Eagles and the Regals of Iowa City, Regina. I'm Trevor Castle, joined alongside by J.D. Bohr, and we welcome you to the Smash Park radio pregame show. Find your happy place and play, drink, and eat at the new Smash Park on the west side of Pella. While the big schools have their final regular season game and playoff implications are on the line in many of our local games tonight, including right across town here in Pella, the playoffs are underway tonight on Eagle Lane. And J.D. Bohr, glad to be alongside. Welcome to the broadcast booth, and two very familiar foes tonight, the Eagles and the Regals.
Yeah, Trevor, I mean, happy to be here. Obviously, you know, a fun matchup here tonight. You got two really proud programs, two good football teams. It's great to have playoff football here on Eagle Lane, and great night for us. We're really excited for this matchup.
Well, yeah, these are two very proud programs who have met 6 times in the previous 8 years. This is the 7th meeting in the last decade. The question I got asked all week is Marv Cook still around at Iowa City, Regina? And let's just start there. The answer is no. This is a little bit of a different team than the absolute juggernaut of Iowa City, Regina from the previous 10 years. Of course, they won 6 straight state championships from 2010 to 2015. They won it again in Class A in 2020. That was Marv Cook's final season. He went out on top, but they passed the baton. Jason Dumont, who is a longtime defensive coordinator at Iowa City, Regina, is in his 2nd year at head coach, so continuity for the Regals, and again, a very proud program on the other side today.
Yeah, no doubt about it, right? And a familiar foe for Pella Christian, like you mentioned, so it's just fun to have these matchups, you know, especially in a first-round playoff game. You know, you always kind of wonder what it's going to look like as the state kind of draws it up, but this is an exciting one. When you look across the state, you're not going to find too many first-round playoff matchups with programs that have built up a level of success like these have, and two teams who have maybe a little bit of a different route getting here, but certainly playing good football right now.
Pella Christian comes in at 7-1. They were 4-1 runners-up in their district to Sigourney Keota. Of course, JD, you and I saw that 15-13 loss, the Eagles' lone setback of the season. Iowa City, Regina, 5-3. They lost 2 games in the district, 3-2 in district play, so they come in as the 3rd seed out of their district. We know they're a very good football team, but as I talked to Coach Cack a little bit last night off the air, he said, you know, hey, 3 teams found a way to beat them. We need to find a way to be number 4.
Right. You know, and it is interesting. In 3 losses, right, all to outstanding teams, right? If you combine the record of all the teams that they've lost to, those 3 teams only have a combined 1 loss. Right? I mean, they've lost to 3 of the best teams in the state, whether it's 1A or level up too. But you're spot on, right? I mean, They're beatable, right? They've shown that, and so is Pella Christian. So I think it'll be kind of fun to see maybe a little bit of that chess match and see what this looks like. You never know when you get out of district, you start playing some different teams. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, the Eagles do have some underclassmen that have been big contributors this year, but this is a senior-laden group. And we're now, JD, to the time of the season where it's put up or shut up. If you don't get it done over the next 48 minutes, your high school football career is over.
Yeah, you know, you're spot on. Put up or shut up. It's been an interesting year for Pella Christian. They've dominated most of the games they played in, right? They pretty much played one close game. It was to Sigourney Kyoto, like you mentioned, a tough loss. But since then, they've really got things rolling once again. And I believe that this Iowa City Regina team will be the best team, certainly since Sigourney Kyoto, that Pella Christian's faced. So we'll see if they're up for the challenge here on their home turf.
All right, we've got a lot to get to as part of our Smash Park Radio pregame show. We're going to talk with head coach Rich Kakmarinsky coming up in just a couple of minutes. Other areas of business that we'll take care of to get you ready for tonight's game. We'll get you the colors of the game presented by Gilchrist Jewett Lumber Company. Our game time temperature, as you know, folks, it is a gorgeous day throughout central Iowa today. We'll get you our game time temperature presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating. Your Pella Christian starting lineup presented by Menninga Pest Control. We'll talk about our Hormel Foods radio keys to the game. And all of that is counting you down to a 7 o'clock opening kick presented by Dutch Mill Supply. Let's take a time out inside of our Smash Park Radio pregame show, and when we come back, we'll hear from head coach Rich Kakmarinsky. Right after this, it's Pella Christian and Iowa City Regina here on KRLS.
Mike Blom with Cabinet Design of Pella and Wood Harbor Cabinetry doesn't just change out cabinets and drawers. He can help freshen up your space with updated lighting as well. Here's Vicki Collette from Oskaloosa.
If you want to set up a card table or do something like that, it just wasn't quite enough light. So Mike put these can lights in that room too, and they're all on dimmers, so we can have as much light or as little light as we want, which has really been handy.
Hi, I'm Mike Blom, the cabinet guy. Cabinet Design of Pella, where we expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations.
Hi, this is Sierra Bukite, part of the growing team at Pella Real Estate Services, where we're investing in lives through real estate. If you own rental property and are looking for someone to take away the hassle of managing, maintaining, and finding great tenants for your home, I can help. In fact, all of our agents are active property managers, which is how we have nearly 250 units under management. To find out if we're the right fit for your property, call 628-1BUI for me, Sierra Bukite, or any member of the team at Pella Real Estate Services.
It's Red Hot Weekend at Hy-Vee with tons of great 99-cent specials throughout the store this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hy-Vee oatmeal, 99 cents. Mars Fun Size Halloween candy bars are 99 cents a bag. Basket and bushel blackberries are also 99 cents. Ragu pasta or Alfredo sauce, just 99 cents. Hy-Vee whole chickens are 99 cents a pound. And 64-ounce cartons of Hy-Vee apple juice is just 99 cents limit one. These and other 99-cent Red Hot deals are good this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee, home of the best beef in America.
The horn on the car goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the car goes beep, beep, beep at Central Tire and Auto.
You probably don't need your horn fixed, but if you do, Central Tire and Auto can help with your horn and almost any other issue you have. For tires, front end work, there are no appointment oil change, and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart and Pella. Everybody now.
Central Tire and Auto.
Welcome back to the Smash Park Radio pregame show on 92.1 KRLS. Our interview with Eagle head coach Rich Kakmarinsky, powered by Hy-Vee, as Pella Christian and Iowa City Regina open the Class 1A football playoffs. Coach, thanks for your time. It's playoff time around the state of Iowa for the smaller schools, and there's no better time of the year. You guys ready to rock and roll?
Oh, I think so. We've had a great year. We have a nice team. I think we're hungry for the playoffs, and we're excited to be playing at home.
Iowa City Regina, a familiar postseason opponent for you. What'd you think when you saw the Regals name pop up on the website? Pella Christian, Iowa City Regina.
Not surprising. I mean, I think that just geographically kind of makes sense. We kind of thought maybe we'd get them. But I'm still we got them at home. They're a good team, but we are too. So I think it'll be a great matchup. So I'm excited about it. I think our guys are ready to go. We've had a great week of practice. So like you said, it's playoff time, and it's time to find out.
Well, let's find out a little bit about the Regals, if you'd help us take us through the matchup. And let's start first with your offense against the Iowa City Regina defense. What do they do defensively, and is there any difference to the game plan of what we've seen out of the first 8 weeks out of the Eagles?
Well, that may be the marquee matchup. I think, not that their offense isn't good, but I think that the strength of their team is their defense. So I think, that's going to be quite a matchup. There's traditional, 43, Regina's been running this forever. The head coach is the old defensive coordinator who took over when Marv retired, so Coach Dumont. So, they've had continuity there. He's a good coach and knows what he's doing. So, we have, to your point, we have quite a bit of familiarity. We've been playing these guys since 2014, I think. So, I think that obviously, it's playoff time and you're looking for any type of edge you can get. But, I think we run the ball well. We got a nice little balance between Isaac and Banny, and also with Peyton Richard in there. I feel like Isaac's been throwing the ball well this last half of the season. So I think, we're going to do what we need to do to be successful.
Do you feel like you need to throw the ball, or will we kind of find out how the game flow dictates as to what ultimately might happen on the field?
I think that, it probably depends. We played them, 2017 up in the Dome, and they actually played cover 0 on us, so they really stacked the box. That was the Hayden Vroom senior year type thing. And then the next year, actually the year before in 2016 when we played them, they played a really loose box. They only had 4 guys in the box. That's when we had David and Levi on the edge. So I think that they've shown they're willing to do whatever they need to do, what they think they need to do to be successful. So, I think we need to do the same thing. I think we need to, wherever we can find an advantage, I think we need to take advantage of. But again, I like our team. I think we're very good running. We're very good throwing. And our defense is playing very well. So I think, that's obviously the other half of the equation is our defensive matchup.
Well, let's go to that side of the ball. And like yourself, they've got a coach's kid at quarterback, a junior. What do they do offensively, and how do you try to slow them down?
I'd say they're, classic Regina, 2x2, inside zone. They're probably running a little bit more GT counter type stuff than they've run in the past, but they're still, inside outside zone. They got a big back, number 23. He's had a nice year. So a lot of things go through the running back. So we got to stop the running game, really slow it down. But obviously, the real matchup is going to be on the line of scrimmage. I think our defensive line has continued to grow, and they're going to have a big night and try and shut off the blocking on the O-line. So, Trevor Veenstra continue to play at a high level. Drew Van Coten, I think, has really taken some steps forward. Austin Van Zyl has been playing well. Isaiah Breams has been playing well. So I like our front, but that also will be a pretty strong matchup.
As you well know, playoff time, special teams almost, takes another notch or two up in terms of importance. Close games, field positions matter. Every point matters. How do you feel about your special teams, and any area that we should watch specifically tonight?
Well, I think Jack Fancher has been solid, beyond solid. He's been really good all year. So he's playoff hardened. He's 3-year starter. Trevor's been punting well. I feel like we've been covering kicks well. I think that's been one of I think we're covering kickoffs probably as well as we've ever had in my 15 years here. So, I think we're built well for the playoffs. I think we're running the ball well. I think we're stopping the run. I think our kicking game is super strong. I think, if you look at our victories throughout the year, our field position has been phenomenal. And it's been primarily, I think, because of our kicking game. So we'd like to get that done again tonight.
And then lastly, Coach, we were talking before we came on the air, the health of this team has been a big part of this success. You mentioned you've only missed 1 start all year during the regular season. How important is it that these guys all of them have gotten 8 games together to get ready for this postseason march? Yeah, and really 9 games, because we kind of treated the Newton scrimmage almost like a game. So I really feel like going all the way back to our Newton scrimmage, we've been cohesive. We got a lot of snaps together. I think from a kind of a team synergy standpoint, we're probably at an all-time high. I think our guys really know how to play together. And so that's going to be, I think, when you get in the playoffs and tough situations, that's definitely an X factor. All right, good luck tonight, Coach. Talk to you afterwards.
Thank you, Trevor.
That's Rich Kakmarinsky, head coach of the Pella Christian Eagles. Our interview powered by Hy-Vee. And we'll have more of our Smash Park radio pregame show when J.D. Bohr rejoins me inside the booth on Eagle Lane here on 92.1 KRLS.
Let's address it. Interest rates are rising, but Community First Credit Union is here to tell you we think it's still a great time to buy or refinance your home. Right now, for qualifying mortgages, C First is giving up to $2,000 off closing costs. We offer quick turnaround times, local lenders, and an easy online application. We're here to help. It's a limited time offer. Get details and apply today at c1stcu.com/home. Some restrictions apply. Loans are subject to credit approval. Equal housing opportunity.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Ask me, Lance Klein, at the Verduff Agency in Pella, if auto owners make sense for you.
At Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella, the Veterinarian Pet Salon is taking appointments.
Hey, Mr. Veterinarian, can we give our kitty a haircut, please?
Yes, we can. This is Dr. Tim Yoder, one of the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella. Schedule an appointment at the Veterinarian Pet Salon by calling 628-4040. Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, where your pet's good health is our #1 concern.
They're the veterinarians.
Yes, we are. We're the veterinarians.
They do take care of pets because they love them.
Stop searching for value in all the wrong places. When it comes to saving money, look no further than Vision for Less. We've got the best insurance offer around. Get a free second pair of glasses when you use insurance with us. You heard that right. Your second pair of glasses is free. It's like finding free money. Get the most out of your vision benefits by shopping for glasses at Vision for Less.
Welcome back into the Smash Park Radio pregame show on 92.1 KRLS. Trevor Castle, J.D. Bohr getting you set for Pella Christian and Iowa City Regina, the opening round of the Class 1A high school football playoffs. It's time now to take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Menninga Pest Control. And let's start first with the Pella Christian Eagles. Their offense is led by senior quarterback Isaac Kakmarinsky, Benny Schurz, the running back, Jack Fancher and Peyton Ritzert, the wide receivers, Trevor Veenstra and Isaiah Breams, the tight ends, and the offensive line from left to right, Owen Menninga, Elliot Menninga, Mitchell Van Zee, Colton Voss, and Toby Steen. Defensively for Pella Christian, the ends are Drew Van Coten and Isaiah Breams. Austin Van Zulen is the nose guard with Trevor Veenstra at the tackle position. The three linebackers are Cooper Sprunk and Josiah Deal on the outside with Isaac Hack in the middle. The corners are Jack Fancher and Colin Vanderwall, and the safeties are Benny Schurz and Peyton Ritzert. Jack Fancher does the kicking. Trevor Veenstra does the punting. Those are Pella Christian starting lineups. Now for Iowa City Regina, the starting lineup presented by Menninga Pest Control. And we're just going to go in numerical order here. The starting lineup on the offensive side, wide receiver Jack Hoover, quarterback Gentry Dumont. He's the son of the coach, a junior quarterback. Jackson Nave at wide receiver, Stephen Liu at wide receiver, Alex Jensen at wide receiver, Levi Daniel is the running back, and the offensive line, Drew Streb, Jack Clark, John Devery, Noah Clark, and Ian Udall. The defense for Iowa City Regina, at one corner, Jackson Nave. At the other corner, Stephen Liu. Alex Jensen is a safety. Ronan Poynton at linebacker. Chris Wakel at defensive end. William Atchison, a safety. Levi Daniel at linebacker. Danny Gavin is a linebacker. Drew Streb at defensive tackle. Jack Clark, defensive end. And John Devery is an offensive tackle. Those are the Iowa City Regina starting lineups. And our starting lineups, as always, are presented by Menninga Pest Control. Sean and his team want to kill your bugs.
Call 628-3198. Menninga Pest Control.
And JD, we talked with Coach Kack about this in the pregame, but a very impressive and I think important statistic of this Pella Christian season is that of their starting lineup, they have missed exactly one player in one game to injury. This has been a very continuous group. They've got a lot of time on the field together, on the practice field together, and you well know how important that is to have guys that are clicking on all cylinders, and Pella Christians has held healthy as they've been coming into this game.
Yeah, that always plays a factor, right, in any season, and especially in a football season when you get down to this time of year. Are you getting healthy, right? Are your guys, some guys are coming back, right, and they're finally getting healthy towards the end of the year. For Pella Christian, they've had this continuity, and really they've had the continuity for a couple years as a lot of these guys played big roles on last year's team. So I think they're feeling good about that. They like their experience coming into this as guys have played in these big moments, been in some close games, even though there hasn't been quite as many this year, that they feel like they're ready to go.
Tonight's Game Time Temperature is presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating, and it has just been an absolutely gorgeous day throughout the Tulip City, throughout central Iowa, high in the mid-70s today. In fact, I think we hit maybe 80 for our high temperature. It is 66 degrees right now under a clear sky. It's cooled off a little bit, of course, as the sun has gone down, but, you say, hey, we're playing playoff football on October 21st, and you might want to grab the sweater and the jacket and the scarf and all that kind of stuff. No such equipment needed tonight, JD.
Yeah, this is awesome, right? You really cannot ask for a better night to play some football, and I'm sure these guys are getting excited here as we get closer to kickoff.
Again, 66 degrees is tonight's Game Time Temperature, presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating, your local cooling and heating experts. You'll rest easy when you pick up the phone and hear
Van Haften.
We're counting you down to the opening kick, presented by Dutch Mill Supply. That is just 10 minutes away. When we come back, we'll get you our Hormel Food radio keys to the game, and we'll set the colors of the game, presented by Gilchrist Jewett Lumber Company. You are listening to Pella Christian Football, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM, KRLS Knoxville Pella, and KRLS HD1 Knoxville Pella.
Let's make it happen.
We'll be back with more of the Smash Park radio pregame show right after this on KRLS.
Do you ever wonder what goes on in certain places when you're not there? Are your kids home from school yet? Are the deer moving today? Are people stealing tools from your job site? Whatever and wherever that place is, the Arlo Go2 camera from US Cellular has you covered. The Arlo Go2 is completely wireless, connected with cellular data so you can use it anywhere. And with the Arlo app on your smartphone, you can remotely monitor those places with video recordings or real-time live views anytime. Stop by Strawberry Cellular for details.
Above all, you want to create something you're proud of. At Precision Pulley and Idler, each employee receives countless hours of instruction. That's why Precision Pulley and Idler is not only proud, but understands the work our area students put in each year to make their own season a success. Precision Pulley and Idler encourages our area students to combine a strong work ethic and attitude to achieve their goals this season. Precision Pulley and Idler, we keep it moving.
This is Kim at the Fairfield Inn & Suites in Oskaloosa, inviting you to come stay with us. We're a brand new facility that boasts state-of-the-art amenities coupled with the local charm of Oskaloosa. Our pool and fitness center is open to our guests, and free breakfast will start your day off right. Call and book with us today or use our Marriott Bonvoy app. We look forward to seeing you.
Spice up your Pella and Pella Christian sportswear at Deja Vu Consignments. You'll find an amazing variety of new Pella and Pella Christian t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and accessories at Deja Vu to show your school support. Feel like maybe you don't have enough school spirit?
We got spirit, yes we do.
Sounds like you really need to step up your game. Stop by Deja Vu Consignments at 630 Washington Street, where...
We've got the most! We've got the most! We've got the most!
Some call them small businesses. We call them a big deal. At Bank Iowa, we're doing big things for businesses of all sizes. From companies with a single desk or retail counter to those with multiple assembly lines and vast operations. Commercial loans, checking accounts, and treasury management, plus the resources you might only expect at a larger bank. Visit one of our 25 locations and let's talk about all the big things Bank Iowa can do for your business. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Loans are subject to approval.
At Menninga Pest Control, their slogan is that Sean and his team want to kill your bugs. Now Sean wants you to join his team and kill other people's bugs. Menninga Pest Control has an immediate opening for a technician. Whether you're looking for full-time or part-time or even just seasonal, Sean is looking for you. He'll even train you and make sure that you get the proper certification to kill those bugs. Interested? You know the number to call.
Call 628-3198. Menninga Pest Control.
If you're looking for a family barber that cuts, styles, and a whole lot more, come to Beeks Barbershop in downtown Pella. They have a great reputation for being the best at what they do. With Beeks Barbershop, you'll enjoy flexible hours to schedule your appointment from 6 a.m. till noon Monday through Saturday, as well as 5 to 8 p.m. Thursday evenings. But please note that reservations are required. Providing quality haircuts for men of all ages since 1993, Beeks Barbershop. It's the best seat in town.
What are you craving right now? If you're in the Pella area, chances are that you can have it delivered right to you right now from our friends at Delivery.com. With more than a dozen local restaurant partners, you can get everything from a pastry and coffee to pizza, tacos, pasta, sandwiches, wings, burgers, steak, sushi, and more. Don't forget the cupcakes or ice cream for dessert. It's all available at Delivery.com, and they'll bring it right to you at your home or office or wherever you are in the Pella area. Check them out today, Delivery.com.
Norm Rosendahl Tiling has been installing and servicing farm field tile and septic systems for more than 40 years. Tim is also a certified time of transfer inspector by the state of Iowa. So if you're considering buying or selling a property with the septic system, they can handle the inspection and give you an estimate on any changes or repairs that may need to be done as well. Tim and the guys can help with many facets of new construction too. For your free estimate, call Norm Rosendahl Tiling in Monroe today.
Welcome back to the Smash Park Radio pregame show on 92.1 KRLS, getting you set for Pella Christian and Iowa City Regina. Just a couple of moments before tonight's opening kick, presented by Dutch Mill Supply. Trevor Castle and J.D. Bohr with you. And time now to take a look at the Hormel Foods radio keys to the game. And as Coach Cack mentioned in our pregame interview, powered by Hy-Vee just a few moments ago, he believes that the strength against strength matchup tonight is the Pella Christian offense against the Iowa City Regina defense. Again, Coach Dumont, the longtime defensive coordinator, now head coach at Iowa City Regina, part of many great defenses with that program. And Pella Christian goes as their offense goes. And Isaac Kakmarinsky, Benny Scherz running the football. They'd prefer to ground and pound you. If they need to throw it, they'll throw it. That's the big matchup tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, this Regina defense is outstanding. Force a bunch of turnovers, too. They have 14 interceptions on the season, which is amazing. And for Pella Christian, right, can they get the ground game going between the tackles, right? I mean, this is one of the best running teams yardage-wise in the state, but they've struggled at times between the tackles. And when they can establish that, they're really, really hard to stop. And I'm sure both sides are aware of that matchup coming into this game.
Well, and what I thought was interesting that Coach Cack mentioned as well during our pregame interview is that, you know, Coach Dumont, when he was the defensive coordinator against Pella Christian, was really willing to mix it up. There was, you know, one of the years they went cover zero, you know, all man-to-man, brought a lot of guys down into the box and dared Pella Christian to throw. There was another year where they really backed way off and, you know, played big zone coverage, double team over the top, really dared the Eagles to run. So he knows that Coach Dumont is capable of mixing it up and says that we will do whatever is necessary tonight to move the ball depending on what Iowa City Regina does.
Sure, yeah.
That's good coaching, right?
Yeah, it is. You know, and it's fun. Like, I love that, right? Like, there's a little chess match going on. You know, it's funny. As a guy who loves football, I watch a lot of football. We'll pick up on some of that stuff. There's probably a lot that we're not going to see, right? There's so many things going on with these coaching staffs as they're trying to get their guys lined up and put them in position to succeed. So it'll be kind of fun to see how that comes through here tonight.
And I guess one last key, and this is key to any competitive football game, you know, if it's a mismatch type of a game, of which we've seen many, this isn't always the case, but playoff game, it's a 2-seed against a 3-seed, two, you know, traditional powers. You want to get off to a fast start tonight and not put yourself behind the 8 ball.
Yep, that is important for sure. You know, especially just kind of calm those nerves a little bit, you know, see if you can settle into the game. And of course, if you can do that with a lead, that goes a lot better.
Yep. Those are Hormel Foods radio keys to the game. Looking for a key to your new career? Visit HormelJobsKnoxville.com. All right, we're ready for the opening kick presented by Dutch Mill Supply. Iowa City Regina won the toss and deferred. Pella Christian will be starting with the football, moving from left to right tonight here on KRLS. The Pella game, by the way, will start at 7:30 against Cedar Rapids, Washington. You can hear that one live on the KRLS 2 stream on the KNIA KRLS app. And we'll be bringing you Strauver's Cellular Instant Radio updates of that must-win game for the Dutch here tonight on KRLS. Thanks for listening to the Smash Park Radio pregame show. Find your happy place and play, drink, and eat at the new Smash Park on the west side of Pella. Ball is in the air. We are underway, and it's Kakmarinsky from the 4-yard line. Straight up the near seam. He's taken down to the 24-yard line. Your opening kick presented by Dutch Mill Supply in Pella, your only locally owned lumberyard and building material supplier. Trevor Castle, J.D. Bohr coming to you live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. And Pella Christian will start 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line, moving left to right towards Highway 163.
And here we go. We get the strength on strength right at the beginning, right? Let's see how this plays out.
Veenstra lines up at the wing left side. Kakmarinsky out of the shotgun with Schurz to his right. Split wide receivers. They go to the ground with Benny. Left side run, cuts it back into the hole. He's met by a pair of Iowa City Regina defenders at the 25 and stopped after a 1-yard gain.
You know, and that's the play that I'm kind of interested to see. Can Pella Christian establish themselves in between the tackles? Benny Schurz, one of the best running backs in the state, does a lot of his damage outside, but if he can get it going inside, PC's really hard to stop. Good start there from Regina.
887 on the ground and 15 touchdowns. Now a play action. Kakmarinsky steps up and runs, and he's taken down to the 28-yard line, so a 3-yard pickup. Let me quickly set tonight's colors of the game presented by Gilchrist Jewett Lumber Company. The Eagles are in their maroon jerseys with the gold numerals and lettering, the gold pants and the gold helmet. And for Iowa City Regina, it is the white jerseys with the dark blue kind of navy, almost black-looking pants and the dark lids. So it's the white and blue of Iowa City Regina and the maroon and gold of Pella Christian. Tonight's colors of the game presented by Gilchrist Jewett Lumber Company. Kakmarinsky to throw. Looking down the field, he's under some pressure and sacked back at the 21-yard line. Kakmarinsky loses 7 yards, and Pella Christian goes 3 and out.
Yeah, it's Jack Clark, the big defensive end for Regina. He's got 3 sacks on the year, picks up his 4th on a big 3rd down stop. The Regals are going to be excited about that because that was the matchup we were interested to watch. Kakmarinsky on 3rd down was looking downfield, just didn't like what he had, ends up taking a big sack to force a punt.
Tonight's colors of the game a moment ago brought to you by Gilchrist Jewett Lumber Company, offering the largest selection of quality lumber, building supplies, and specialty products. Located in Pella, Gilchrist Jewett is Iowa's building headquarters. Good pressure on that punt from Regina, and Veenstra gets it away. It rolls into Iowa City Regina territory and downed at the 38-yard line, so that ends up being a 41-yard boot. No return, and we see the Regal offense for the first time tonight.
Yeah, you know, this Regal offense pretty well balanced. You know, they definitely don't have a dominant rushing attack as their leading rusher is Levi Daniel. You got the numbers?
514 yards, and nothing jumps off the stat sheet with Regina offensively.
Yeah, I think they played some really good defenses, which hasn't inflated their numbers, but they go to the air quite a bit too, so we'll see what this looks like.
4 wide receivers out of the shotgun. Dumont takes a snap, and they hand it off to Daniels on the read, and he's taken down, fights his way across the 40, ends up getting 3. Probably shouldn't have got anything there, JD, 2nd and 7.
Right, I think PC's going to be pretty happy with how their defensive line held up there to just kind of hold him off, didn't get blocked very far down the field. Just didn't wrap him up. Really nice job of running there by Daniel.
2nd down and 7. 2 receivers again to each side of the formation. The junior Dumont at quarterback. And we got a whistle and a flag. PC jumped off sides. The question is, were they drawn offsides? And they were not. That is a 5-yard infraction on Pella Christian, our first penalty of the game, and it brings up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, you know, you talked about it, how important it is to get off to a good start. I don't think PC is going to be very happy with that one. You can't have those self-inflicted wounds. Those silly penalties right there hurts them.
Ball at the 46, Regina's opening possession of the game. It's a 0-0 contest, and it's a handoff to Daniel. He's got the first down as he plunges into Eagle territory, then lost the football, and Pella Christian recovers. The Eagles are on it, and who popped out of the football or the pile with it? It's Drew Van Coten recovering a turnover around midfield.
Man, it was hard to kind of see how that happened. The ball just seemed to pop up right into Drew's belly. He grabbed it, tried to turn and run with it. But that time we had just talked about how Levi Daniel was fighting the extra yardage, right? Give him credit. He does it again, and that time he coughs it up, you know, as he's just trying to churn his legs for those extra yards. And boy, is that a game-changing play as now the PC offense gets back on the field.
1st and 10 for the Eagles now from their own 46-yard line, and Pella Christian in a 0-0 game. 1st down and 10, moving from left to right. Isaac Kakmarinsky out of the gun. Man coming in motion. Take the snap, and it's a handoff. Wide receiver pass. Going deep down the field. Jack Fancher open at the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Eagles! Jack Fancher, a 54-yard score.
Oh, my goodness, Trevor Castle. This is, what is this, the 9th game, 8th game?
Number 9, baby.
Number 9. I've watched all of PC this year, and I was just thinking last week, I have not seen a trick play all year, right? Coach Cack is just keeping this in his pocket. Where are the trick plays? What a time to bring it out. I love it. Coming off the turnover, you get the momentum, you run your little trick play. Peyton Ritzert takes the handoff, looks downfield, throws a bomb. He's also the backup quarterback, so you know he has an arm. Throws a bomb to Jack Fancher, and wow, what a play. What a time to break out a trick play to get points on the board here and give the Eagles the lead.
Well, I don't think there's any question that the Pella Christian crowd has gotten to its feet. It's a raise the roof moment of the game, brought to you by Randall Roofing. Peyton Ritzert, 54 yards to Jack Fancher to open the scoring. Tonight's raise the roof moment of the game, brought to you by Randall Roofing. When the moment arises and it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Wow, JD. Iowa City Regina is crept into Pella Christian territory on their opening series of the game. The Eagles forced the fumble. Van Coten recovers it, and one play later, PC's in the end zone.
It just goes to show you how quickly this game of football can change. As it looked like Regina, like you mentioned, they just had a couple nice runs. They're looking to get the first points on the board, a fumble, and one play later, PC's on the board for 7 points, and now all the momentum is on Pella Christian's side. They've gotten off to that fast start that they were hoping for, and we'll see how these Regals respond as you take that first punch, and now, you know, what kind of team are you? We're going to find out.
And the kickoff, unfortunately, goes out of bounds, so Iowa City Regina will start with good field position here on their second series of the game. It's 7-0. Pella Christian leads, 9 minutes, 11 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you know, Jack Fancher is really an awesome kicker. The officials put the ball at the 30. I was like, geez, yeah, that can't be right. They get it to the 35 here. He's an outstanding kicker. He just scored the touchdown, kicks the extra point. Now the kickoff, he ends up putting it out of bounds, but, you know, he's trying to catch his breath over there. Give him a break.
10-yard penalty, as JD mentioned, starts at the 35-yard line, so first down and 10 for Regina. Now they go 2 wide receivers and 3 in the backfield, and it's a handoff going around the right side. This is Jackson Nave, one of their wide receivers, and he bolts into PC territory with an 18-yard run to the Eagle 47-yard line.
Yeah, interesting. We haven't, I mean, Nave does not have a lot of carries on the air, so to see him in the backfield just kind of taking the handoff there is an interesting look, but certainly a positive one as a big gain there from the Regals.
Yeah, just 2 carries per game. He does average 6 yards a pop. That one he picks up 18, and they're into PC territory in one play. 7-0 Pella Christian leads. Snap to Dumont, and they go to the ground with Daniel, and he's inside the 45 down to the 44 for a gain of 3.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, I'm talking about how the Regals are going to go to the air a little bit. Nave is kind of their big target in the passing game. 4 plays in, they've kept it all on the ground, and why wouldn't they? They're doing a nice job of moving the football right now.
Second down and 7. Regina looks over to the far sideline to get the play. They do not huddle, so they get quickly to the line. This has, you know, become the norm all the way down to the high school level. And back to the ground with Daniel again. Huge hole, a lot of room now, headed to the far sideline and tripped up down near the 20-yard line. A big gainer of 22 yards for Daniel.
Man, I tell you what, the offensive line for Iowa City Regina dominated right there. That hole was monstrous. I mean, he didn't even get touched until he was 20 yards downfield. This Regals offense is looking really nice right now.
And they've got 2 backs in the backfield again. Nave, one of them, and it's Nave on a right side run, and he's into the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone as he picks up 5 yards down to the 17-yard line. So you mentioned doesn't carry it a lot, just 2 carries a game on average. He's already carried it twice, and that appears to be part of the game plan tonight for the Regals.
Right. I mean, you got to get your playmakers the ball. He's certainly one of them. You know, and you don't really have a running quarterback. Dumont's not a guy who's got a lot of yards, so they got to get creative.
And it's Daniel again, straight ahead, and that time he is dropped. And Dan Branderhorst is the man, bringing some beverages up to the booth. Thank you, sir. And Daniel picked up 1 yard down to the 16-yard line. 3rd and 4. A critical early 3rd down with Pella Christian leading 7-0, and the Regals deep in PC territory.
Yeah, at this point, you've bent, right? As a defense for Pella Christian, you've bent. You've given up a lot of yards already on this drive. But that doesn't matter. There's no points, right? You can bend but not break. We'll see if this defense, good play there on 2nd down. They're going to need it again on 3rd down.
3rd and 3 from the 16-yard line. Shotgun for Dumont, takes a snap, and he keeps it on the read. He's to the 15 fighting, and it looks like he's got the 1st down, or at least that was actually Nave.
Yeah.
He ran the read, and
just
short.
Yeah, how about that? I was just saying Dumont's not a guy that carries the ball too much, and it was Nave who took the snap. That's why he looks so spry running up the middle there. Big 4th down. They're going to go for it.
4th and a yard. Dumont goes under center, 3 backs behind him in a powerhouse backfield, and it's a quick handoff to the fullback, and they're fighting for it. This is going to be awfully close, JD. Pella Christian thinks they've got an early stop.
I don't think he got it.
There has not been an official signal yet.
There it is.
And there it is. PC comes up with a stop on 4th and 1. The fullback dive comes up empty, and PC holds on down.
Man, give those big guys on the PC defensive line some credit. I think it's Austin Manzulin's in there, Trevor Veenstra, Druven Coten. We've mentioned him already tonight. Isaiah Breams. They bent, they didn't break on a big 4th down. Great push on the inside. They tried to give it to Poynton, I believe, the fullback there, with that just quick little fullback dive. But the defensive line was just pushing them back, got the stop. Just another big turn of events. Yeah, wow.
All right, we got a couple of Stravers Cellular Instant Radio updates to get to after this 1st and 10 play for Pella Christian from the 13-yard line. And Benny Schurz on a right side run, fighting forward to the 16 for a 3-yard gain. Another playoff game. This is in Class 2A. PCM gets an Augie Stock 12-yard touchdown run to go up 7-0 over Clear Lake. And this one is not going to go well for one of our local teams tonight, JD. Harlan 7, Knoxville nothing, a minute and a half into that game.
That's a tough one.
Yes. All right, 2nd down and 7 here for the Eagles from the 16-yard line. Snap to Kakmarinsky, left side roll, looking to throw, checks it down, catch is made by Vanderwall at the 20, and he picks up 5 yards out to the 21-yard line. Check that, Peyton Ritzert on the catch, and it'll be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, they rolled out to the right there and found Ritzert. He was the motion guy. What's funny is the guy that was guarding Ritzert, Peyton just ran over him. He was like blocking and just leveled the guy and then went out for his route. I don't know if that's legal, but it's enough to pick up a few yards there.
3rd and 2 from the 21-yard line. Kakmarinsky takes a snap, hands it off to Schurz. Little shake and bake in the backfield. And Iowa City Regina stops that play for a loss of a yard. And in early trading, JD, we talked about that. That was something you were watching, one of our Hormel Foods radio keys to the game. Could the Eagles get a push inside? So far, they cannot.
So far, 3 rushes in the middle of the field, or in between the tackles, and maybe a 2 yards to show for it. Benny Schurz, just not a lot going on there. Just having a hard time reading his holes and just sticking his foot in the ground. Sometimes you got to say, hey, just give me 2, right? You don't need that home run shot all the time. And this time, they get the 3rd down stop.
Veenstra on to punt. Chance for a return from the 44-yard line, out across midfield and into Pella Christian territory. Nave on a 9-yard return. And Iowa City Regina, this will officially be their 3rd drive in Eagle territory. They fumbled the first one. And in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella, the Eagles recovered. 1 play later, they hit a Peyton Ritzert 54-yard touchdown pass to Jack Fancher on a wide receiver pass. Regina got into PC territory a moment ago on a 4th down stand, and they'll start this drive in Eagle territory. It's 7-0 Eagles, 4:35 to go first quarter. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
Now on 1st down and 10, setting up a screen. Catch is made by Daniel with blocking out in front. He's inside the 30, down to the 25, and driven down to the 23-yard line. He picks up 24 yards.
Man, I love a well-executed screenplay, and that was really well done by Regina as they just get it out to their tailback on the left side, and Daniel had blockers out in front of him. Once he beat that one guy that was guarding him, a whole lot of green in front of him, and he's able to turn it into a nice gain.
Almost right back to the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone. 1st and 10 from the 23. The Eagles flinch up front but do not go off sides. And so Iowa City Regina looks over to the far sideline, gets the play in. Daniel standing to the left of Dumont in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, and it's Daniel on a right side run. Trevor Veenstra had him hogtied, and Daniel somehow slithered out of the noose, but he's taken down by some help, and it's no gain, and it's 2nd and 10.
Man, that was a great explanation there of the play. The hogtied swiggles out. A really nice job by Veenstra to get in the backfield, but Daniel, you can tell he's one of those guys who just runs really hard, right? He can have a huge hole, he can have no hole, but he's going to do everything he can to get every yard out of it. This time he only makes it back to the line of scrimmage, but it was a heck of an effort to do that.
2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. 3 receivers. It's Daniel again around the right side. Nice hole, and he picks up 8 to the 15. And JD, you've mentioned this a couple of times. It's interesting, they're running the read, but Dumont has not kept it yet, and doesn't really appear that that's in the playbook.
Yeah, right. You know, when you see that, you think, okay, every once in a while that quarterback's going to sneak it and pull it, and he might, but it's not a thing. Looking at the stats, it's not something that they've done a lot of, as he really doesn't have a lot of rushing yards.
Daniel again around the right side. He's got the 1st down to the 10-yard line. It's a 5-yard pickup. And Iowa City Regina will have a 1st and either 10 from just outside the 10 or 1st and goal. It is 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and they just keep moving the football. I mean, they haven't really gone to the air at all except for a little screen pass. They are keeping it on the ground.
Iowa City Regina for the 2nd straight possession is inside of the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone. Pella Christian came up with a 4th down stop on the last drive, then picked up 1 first down before punting it away. It's a handoff to Daniel. He runs left, and he picks up 5 before Isaac Kakmarinsky slams him down. 2nd and goal coming up from the 5.
Yeah, that time they run off the left tackle, and they actually pull both of their linemen from the right side. So they're putting a lot of bodies out in front of Pella Christian, trying to get that big push. And they do, but Daniel's really making the most of it because he's lowering his shoulder. He's getting every yard that he can out of all these carries.
9 carries, 50 yards already for Levi Daniel. And it's 2nd down and goal coming up from the 5-yard line. Dumont in the gun, Daniel to his left. Takes a snap and hands it off. Daniel started right, cut back towards the middle. The scrum pushes its way down to the 2-yard line, so it's a 3-yard gain. It will be 3rd and goal.
Man, and you really we haven't seen a whole lot from Regina in terms of mixing it up, right? I mean, they're just putting their tailback right next to their quarterback, and they're giving it to him over and over and over. And from the Pella Christian perspective, we've seen a lot of this, right? We've seen a lot of the Isaac Kakmarinsky, Benny Schurz doing this kind of thing. But so far, Regina's had a lot more success with that.
7-0 Pella Christian. 3rd and goal for Regina from the 2-yard line. High snap to Dumont. Quarterback run. And he is stopped short. In fact, no gain on the play. It will be 4th and goal.
All right, here we go. We had 4th and goal at what, the 10-ish yard line on the last drive, and Pella Christian defense held up. Now you get 4th and goal from the 1.5 yard line. We'll see if they mix it up or if they try to keep it on the ground again.
Dumont under center, 3 backs behind him. 4th and goal from the 2. Handoff to Daniel, right side run, and he is stopped. It's a 2nd straight 4th down stand for the Pella Christian defense, this time at their own 2-yard line.
Yeah, it's hard to see who was there on the tackle. I think Peyton Ritzert's involved, maybe Josiah Deal. Usually in those situations, Trevor Veenstra's probably around the place somewhere. But how about that defense? They're getting beat up all the way down the field. They get their backs against the wall, and then they're standing strong, getting that big push again on the interior of the line. And, man, Regina's got to be kicking themselves. All these yards They got 0 points, right?
Let's give you the Pella Motors game reset. 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pella Christian 7, Iowa City Regina 0, and the Eagles will have a 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line late first quarter on a Pella Motors game reset. Kakmarinski out of the shotgun, takes a snap. It's a right side roll, checks it down short. That'll get him a little breathing room. Out to the 7-yard line. Trevor Veenstra picks up 5, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, nice little safe play there, right? You're backed up against your own end zone. You're thinking, hey, we don't want to take a safety here, right? Let's just do a little dump off pass. Let's see if we can hit Veenstra. Not a lot, but those 3-4 yards give a lot more breathing room here for the Eagles offense.
Pella Christian, oh boy, it is. They haven't started the
I'm not sure what's
play
going
clock
on there.
And I'm not sure why. And it looks like Pella Christian is content to let the first quarter clock run out. The Eagles get a 54-yard touchdown from Peyton Ritzert to Jack Fancher. They lead at 7-0. And we'll be back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth right after this.
Being part of a cooperative means being part of something special. We're owned by our members and work for people, not profits. We provide electricity, but we also provide more than just electrons for our community. We support our community, give back through business loans, provide college scholarships, and much more. In October, Pella Cooperative Electric is celebrating National Co-op Month along with 40,000 other cooperative businesses who serve more than 120 million people in their communities nationwide. Looking out for you, we're Pella Cooperative Electric.
Pella Car Care has been a part of the community since 1994, providing milestone mileage checks, oil changes, brake repairs, and more on all foreign and domestic vehicles. AIC certified technicians at Pella Car Care attend continuous ongoing training to build the skills to solve any and all electronic and mechanical needs. Scheduling is easy online at PellaCarCare.com with delivery and pickup services available. Pella Car Care wishing good luck to our area teams this season.
7-0 Pella Christian leads Iowa City Regina as we welcome you back inside of our Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth for the start of the second quarter. While we have a moment, we want to say thanks to our friends at Delivery.com and Yamato Steakhouse. JD and I both with the fried rice. I finally got JD. I got him talked into it, and I think he might be hooked.
It was a great call. Shout out to you, Trevor, man. It's good stuff.
So thanks to Delivery.com, bringing fast, fresh food right to us in the broadcast location. They can do the same at your home or business from Delivery.com. First play of the second quarter is a pass to Fancher to the near side of the field. We flipped end zones. The Eagles are now going from right to left. Fancher is bounced out of bounds at the 19-yard line after a gain of 12.
Well, here we go. I mean, we'll see if the second quarter can get this Eagles offense going, as that's their first actual first down, right, besides the touchdown. This game has been completely dominated by the Regals, but it is the Eagles who are up 7-0 on the scoreboard, so we'll see what this second quarter has in store.
5 wide receivers for Pella Christian. Schurz motions into the backfield. They fake the handoff. Kakmarinski on a straight-ahead run. He stood up at the 21-yard line by Levi Daniel after a 2-yard run.
Yeah, that's one of the kind of the go-to plays for the Eagles as they spread everybody out. Schurz goes in motion. Obviously, you're going to pay attention to Benny Schurz with all of his rushing yards that he has this year. They fake it to him. They pull linemen out in front of Kakmarinski, and he's trying to run between the tackles. That time it just felt like the lineman didn't get out there in time. And, Kakmarinski kind of just ran right past his blocks.
Second down and 8 from the 21. PC from right to left in their own territory. There's motion from Ritzert. Handoff around the right side on the jet sweep. Flag flies as he's got the first down and is taken out of bounds across the 30, but this is almost certainly coming back.
Yeah, this is going to be a hold here on Trevor Veenstra right on the edge. You could kind of see it because it was number 53 there for Regina. We've talked about him before, Jack Clark, who was in the backfield. Veenstra did what he had to do to keep him from tackling him. Unfortunately, the ref viewed it as a hold, which is probably a good call.
Well, the Laundry is on the field at the 17, so that'll end up being a 14-yard penalty on the Eagles. That is their third penalty of the game, and this pushes them into a second and long. Back to the 7, they need the 29, so second and 22.
And it feels like if it's at the 17, it should be half the distance, right, instead of 10. But
Yeah, they mark it off to 10 yards. Yep.
It's probably a yard difference, but.
All right, 4 wide receivers as Pella Christian brings Camden Parker into the game as an extra wide out. And it's Kakmarinsky keeping it straight up the middle. And he's at the 15 and just grabbed by the jersey by Ronan Poynton. That saved maybe a lot of extra yards for Kak as he picks up 8.
Yeah, give Poynton some credit because that was a great hole there. That's the best rushing attempt that PC's had all night as Kakmarinsky goes up the middle. It's kind of Poynton and Kakmarinsky in the hole. And that time Poynton just hangs on for dear life and is able to drag him down. But Kak has the ability to turn those into huge plays.
3rd and 14 for the Eagles from their own 15. Kak rolls out to the left, eyes downfield, fires to a wide open receiver. It's Ritzert, and he's got the first down as he breaks 1 tackle, crosses the 30. He's out to the 33 on a gain of 18.
Wow. Right, I mean, what a play there. They need it. It's 3rd down. They got to get to the sticks. Ritzert probably ran that route just a little bit too short on the sideline as it looked like he might come up just a little short, but he had the balance and the wherewithal to stay on his feet, stay in bounds, turn upfield, and pick up that first down.
We do have a Strauber Cellular instant radio update. Harlan leads Knoxville 21-0. In the playoffs, PCM over Clear Lake 13-0. Benny Schurz on a right side handoff. It's going to be tough sledding tonight for Pella Christian, and particularly Schurz. He picks up 2 out to the 35.
Yeah, you keep going to it because that's who you are, right? And you say, hey, offensive line, guys, we need you to start winning some of these battles. But give this Regina defense some credit. These guys are keyed on the run. They're doing everything they can to take it away. And we talked about that chess match a little bit, right? What is the Eagles coaching staff seeing as they key on the run? What can they take advantage of, maybe through the air or trick plays, all that stuff? 2nd
down and 8. Regina rushes 4. It's Kakmarinsky straight ahead, and he's kind of pile driven backwards to the 39-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's Jack Clark in on the play again. We're going to be calling his name all night.
Yeah, you can tell, right? I mean, Jack Clark is one of those guys. On the other end, we talk about Trevor Veenstra as a playmaking defensive end. Jack Clark is that guy for Regina.
Pella Christian's already picked up 1 third down on this drive. This is a 3rd and 4 from the 39-yard line. And Kakmarinsky rolls out to the right, wants to throw under pressure. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Closest man there for the Eagles was Isaiah Breams. It landed a few feet away from him. Pella Christian sends the punt team on 4th and 4.
Yeah, too bad that time. It's Kakmarinsky rolling out to his right, and I think Ritzert had his man beat. You know, I think he was looking to find Ritzert again on that sideline. It's just the rush got to him a little bit too soon, and he kind of had to just throw that one away. But it's not a scoring drive for Pella Christian, but it does flip the field a little bit, and I think they feel better about their offense now than they did 3 minutes ago.
And remember, that drive started at their own 2-yard line, so they picked up 37 yards of field position. And now the punt by Veenstra, it lands at the 30, hops straight sideways and out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Let's check the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard here with 8:56 remaining in the first quarter, or first half rather. Pella Christian leads Iowa City Regina 7-0. At the end of the first quarter, PCM leads Clear Lake 13-0. The other playoff game we'll be watching in the area tonight is Pleasantville at number 3 Van Meter. All of our other games are bigger school Week 9 regular season action. Harlan leads Knoxville 21-zip, and at 7:30, just a few minutes away, Pella hosts Cedar Rapids, Washington, Indianola at Boone, and Norwalk hosts Bondurant Farrar, and we'll be following all of those games on the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. So again, JD, that was a 69-yard flip of the field with the drive and then the punt. And now Regina has it 1st and 10 at their own 29, moving from left to right. High snap, handoff to Daniel, breaks 1 tackle, crosses the 30, and picks up 4 to the 33.
Yeah, you know, he does still get 4, right? This kid just has an ability to just get everything out of every play, but not a bad first down play there for Pella Christian. I think you got to try to, you got to do more to win 1st and 2nd down. You got to put Regina, say, hey, we're going to put you in spots where you have to do things differently. You have to go to the air in order to move the football.
Strauber Cellular Instant Radio Update. Clear Lake is on the board. PCM with the lead 13-7. There's whistles as pre-snap motion penalty. I believe this is going to be on Regina as the play got blown dead. Nope, before the penalty, a timeout by Regina. We get a vision for less timeout. And JD, here's an interesting look inside the stats. When you look at Levi Daniel, 72 carries on the year, 514 yards. You know, they play 8 regular season games. That's easy math. 9 carries per game. He's got 12 carries in the first quarter and a third for 57 yards. So, you know, and Coach Cack, the film that he's seen, he knows that he's a good running back, but he's not the bell cow 25 carry a game kind of guy, or hasn't had to be for this team. Boy, he certainly is as part of the game plan tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to know. Are they mixing things up a little bit, doing some different things? Of course, we don't get to see these guys, but this is a little bit surprising to me, as I expected a little more of the aerial attack. But you know what? Maybe they just noticed that on that first drive, Daniel had it going, right? And they just continue to feed him the ball. I think this is a physical football team. And when you have a program like Regina, a proud tradition, that's going to be a key for you all the time. You're going to be physical.
Out of the vision for less timeout. It's 2nd down and 6 from the 33. Dumont hands it off to Daniel, running around the right side. And he crosses the 35 out to the 38. Another 5-yard rip. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, so there's some of that adjustments that we talked about, some of that chess game. I see Cooper Spronk go down to the line of scrimmage, almost like a 5th defensive lineman there, to just give these guys a different look and see what you can do to stop the run.
3rd and a yard. They're 0 of 2 on 3rd down in this game. And then 0 of 2 on 4th down subsequently.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Dumont with 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. High snap, handoff to Daniel, 1st down and more. And it's Peyton Ritzert making the tackle at the 46 after a gain of 8.
Yeah, that was a good-looking play there from Regina. It's a lot of the same, right? It's that quarterback who's kind of running that read, but he's handing it off all the way. And why wouldn't he? Because Daniel's going to be able to pick up that 1st down.
Our Strawver Cellular Instant Radio update. Van Meter leads Pleasantville 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Van Meter, a top 5 team in the state, definitely a state championship contender. 1st and 10 for Regina here. Daniel again, left side run out to midfield as he picks up 3. They'll say he's down at the 49-yard line. Cooper Sprunk, one of the Eagles, in on the tackle.
Yeah, you keep thinking, okay, what are we going to do a little bit defensively here? Because it's just more of the same. It's over and over and over. But at the same point, if you're Pella Christian, you say, you know what? We've done this before, and we've kept them off the board. So we'll see how this goes. 2nd down and 7. Regals look over at the far sideline to get the play. Iowa City Regina moving from left to right, trailing Pella Christian 7-0 with 6:48 remaining in the first half. Shotgun for Dumont. And he'll throw to the far side. Open receiver. Big cushion at the 45-yard line. And then lost the football after the reception and a fumble. And Pella Christian recovers, or was he down first? Oh, boy. He called him down. Wow, and that was Jackson Nave on the reception. And an 11-yard gain, and love to see that one on replay if we could, JD. Oh, I mean, Peyton Ritzert kind of plays this rover, strong safety style, and he came after that one and hit him pretty hard. Hard to believe that the ground caused that fumble and not the hit. But the way it stands, the first pass that Regina throws picks him up a 1st down.
1st down and 10 from the 40-yard line. And we've got a whistle and a penalty. False start on Regina, and it'll back them up to a 1st and 15 on their first penalty of the game. In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. One big play out of this Pella Christian offense, a 54-yard gadget play, a wide receiver pass from Peyton Ritzert to Jack Fancher. That's the only points of the game as the Eagles lead 7-0. And Pella Christian has come up with 2 4th down stops inside of their own 20 defensively to keep the Regals off the board. 7-0 Pella Christian, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
Now 1st and 15 from the 45-yard line. Shotgun again for Dumont. Takes a snap, rolls out to the right, being chased, fires, hit as he throws, and it's airmailed over Nave's head. He was being pressured by Ritzert on a sprint, and the throwaway makes it 2nd and 15.
I tell you what, on both sides of the ball, we're going to talk about it more on the offensive side too tonight, but Peyton Ritzert is such a playmaker. We talked about that, what I believe was a forced fumble that Regina was thankful that actually they said he was down. Peyton Ritzert was in on that hit. This time he blitzes from the weak side and it almost chases down Dumont from behind. He is just a playmaker all over the field.
Listed at 5'10". Yeah. And now we got another whistle. I believe they've got it 3rd down on the stick. I think that's what they're going to end up talking about here. It is 2nd and 15. But they've got it 3rd down on the far sideline. So I think they're making sure they get that right. They've got to talk about that.
Probably an important thing to make sure we get right, right?
So the officials are conferring at the 45-yard line. Give us a chance to talk about tonight's Fan of the Game, presented by Delivery.com, the restaurant delivery service in Pella with great local restaurants like George's, Canaritos, Yamato, Liberty Street Kitchen, Dutch Fix, Windmill Cafe, and a whole lot more. And you can have fresh food delivered right to your home or business for lunch or dinner, just like Anna Sullivan recently did. She is tonight's Fan of the Game and has won a $10 gift certificate towards her next order. Try Delivery.com this week, then listen to next week's broadcast. We hope there's a next week's broadcast to see if you're our Fan of the Game, presented by Delivery.com. So they got it squared away. They got it back to 2nd down. Then Regina, another pre-snap motion penalty. Back them up 5 yards, 2nd and 20.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of been the deal for Regina, right? On that sideline, they're going, wait a second, we've dominated this game. We just keep hurting ourselves, whether it's coming up short on 3rd and 4th down, or it's the fumbles that they've had, or now we get a couple huge penalties as they're driving, and now you're in 2nd and 20. You know,
all at midfield. They had it down to the 40-yard line, and they've got a long way to go to move the chains again. Pella Christian will rush 4 as Dumont wants to throw out of the shotgun. Steps up under pressure, and he escapes and now has a lot of running room to the 45-yard line and eventually stumbles forward to the 42 for a gain of 8. I have no idea how he got out of that sack. It's now 3rd and 12.
Man, it's hard to know. How did he get out of that sack? It looked like there were 3 Eagles there with hands on him, right?
My
and
goodness.
Maybe it's one of those things where you just feel like, hey, the other guy's going to make the tackle, but nobody does. And Dumont's able to squirt out of there. Give him some credit. What a big play.
Well, it should be 3rd and 25, which is basically give-up territory.
Right, and now you're at 3rd and 12 thinking maybe we got 2 downs to pick up the 1st down here.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 3rd and a dozen from the 42-yard line. Throw coming, Dumont pressured. This time he goes down. Dumont is sacked. Another big play by Drew Van Coten. The sack, and now a punt coming up.
I love it. How about that? You know, Drew Van Coten's a guy who's been solid. He doesn't show up in the box score very often, but he's been pretty good all year. Gets the fumble recovery earlier in the game. This time he gets the sack. You wouldn't know it because he just stood up and acted like nothing happened. But that's a big-time play there from the Eagles defense.
Stravers Cellular Instant Radio Update. Norwalk up 7-0 on a Dylan Rank touchdown. And Pella Christian Feenstra almost blocked that punt. In fact, I have no idea how it went through his arms there. And then it goes out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So it's a short 23-yard punt with no return. And Pella Christian will take over, leading 7-0. 4:23 to go in the first half. We've got our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show coming up. It has been an action-packed first half with just 7 points on the board. And luckily for us, JD, it's the good guys up by a touchdown.
That's right. I mean, it has been a weird game as it feels like Regina's dominating this game. They have all the yards. They've run way more plays. Pella Christian's had a hard time on offense. On defense, it feels like they're getting gashed. And yet you look at the scoreboard and you go, all right, we're up 7-0. We got the ball, 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. We'll see what they dial up here on this drive. But Pella Christian fortunate to have the lead and now a chance to extend it.
Kakmarinsky out of the shotgun, 1st and 10 of the 24-yard line. Wants to throw, does throw, and it's out of the reach of Ritzert. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Tonight's video presentation on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel is being presented by Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy and KNIA KRLS Radio. For those of you watching along and listening to our audio, certainly glad to have you with us, whether it's on 92.1 KRLS, the free KNIA KRLS app, the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel, or Pella TV. Glad you're with us tonight for Pella Christian football. Hand off to Schurz, nothing there. Fights his way across the 25 to the 26. Benny Schurz, JD, 5 carries, 7 yards. It's 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I don't think the coaching staff here is going to be very happy with their offensive line here at halftime. It just feels like they're getting beat every time. You know, you just you're not winning enough of those battles to clear up some room. right? And you'd love to see a running back just say, hey, I'm going to go pick up 5 yards on my own. It's just not happening right now. This Regals defense is physical, athletic, and doing a nice job.
3rd and 8 now from the 26-yard line, and we've got a whistle and a vision for less timeout. We'll step aside as well. Coming to you live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. It's 7-0 Eagles on KRLS.
At Marion County Bank, we love the communities we serve.
In fact, it's why we do what we do. From the report card program that gives back to the school of your choice,
to all the community events, sponsorships, and donations we are proud to be a part of.
From the volunteer efforts of our staff,
to partnering in the success story of your business, farming operation, or personal financial journey. We go beyond banking. We share in the life of the community.
Marion County Bank, serving you, building community. Member FDIC.
Hormel Foods in Knoxville is hiring. Get paid positions up to $26.05 an hour. All 9 positions will receive a shift differential. Employees will be offered a referral program up to $1,500, weekly pay up to $1,000 weekly, a free 2-year college education for children of employees, compressive benefits, medical, dental, and prescription coverage, paid vacation and holidays, and 401k match, pension, and profit sharing. Apply today here at HormelJobsKnoxville.com.
Coming out of a Pella Christian vision for less timeout, we get a Iowa City Regina vision for less timeout, improving lives by helping people see better. If poor visibility is causing you to miss things, take a timeout, visit Vision for Less in Pella, and get back in the game. JD, I don't think it's going to end up impacting the game tonight, but speaking of poor visibility, do you see kind of the haze and the fog that's over in the farm field on the opposite side of the field here?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it's creeping towards the field here early in, well, we're not even early in the evening, coming up on 8 o'clock.
Yeah, you know, obviously a beautiful night here. Hopefully that can kind of stay away. That's what you get in Iowa this time of year sometimes, right?
Well, here's that chess match, though, right? Pella Christian called a timeout, didn't like what they saw on 3rd and 8, so they get their offense back out, and Coach Dumont says, all right, I want to switch something up here. We want to make sure we get the football back, maybe a chance to score before the half. 3:43 to go, 7-zip Eagles.
Yeah, I think this is a super interesting play here to see what the Eagles do on 3rd down.
3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Ball at the 26-yard line. Empty set for Cack. Regals rush 5. Quick throw to the near sideline. Fancher turns it up, breaks the tackle. He's got the first down. He's hit by Daniel at the 40, but he gets 14 to move the chains.
Great job from Fancher there. The Regals, you know, what were they doing in that timeout? Who knows? But they dial up a blitz. They're trying to heat up Kakmarinsky, and he just went with his quick little hot route. What that was just Jack Fancher on a 5-yard out. He needed 8. Did a great job of turning upfield, making a man miss, and picking up that first down.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Pella Christian with a 7-0 lead. Snap to Cack. Right side roll. Eyes downfield. He'll take off and run across the 40 and out to the 45. That's a 6-yard gain as he is given forward progress to the 45-yard line.
Well, here you go. I mean, you mentioned that Coach Cack is saying, hey, we got to take what they give us, right? We can't just say, hey, we're gonna pound the ball into the ground if it's not working. It hasn't worked, and you're seeing PC mix it up. Good little pass play there, but Kakmarinsky picks up some nice yards.
2nd down and 4, and it's Cack on a keeper. Straight ahead run. He runs into Clark at the 47-yard line. And it's a 2-yard gain. Let's give you a couple of Stravers Cellular instant radio updates across town. Pella's Kenson Fuller with a 55-yard touchdown run has put the Dutch up in front of Cedar Rapids, Washington 7-0. Clear Lake, a couple of second-quarter touchdowns, leads PCM 14-13 on another Stravers Cellular instant radio update. The Eagles have a 3rd and 2 from the 47-yard line, right to left in maroon and gold. Handoff to Schurz. Nice cut in the hole. His best run of the evening gets down to the Regina 45-yard line. Gain of 8, move the chains.
Best run of the evening, and it probably couldn't come at a better time. On 3rd and 2, you just need to keep the ball, right? Let's see. There's only 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Let's keep this thing rolling. Nice job by Benny.
And now the Eagles with a first down use some tempo. Handoff to Schurz. Kick out blocked by Veenstra, and Schurz crosses the 40 and all the way down to the 37 on another 8-yard gain.
All right, maybe a little life here in the run game, as both times here we're going off tackle with Schurz. Last run was to the left, this time to the right, mixing it up here a little bit, but nice job. And again, another good run. 2 positive run plays in a row.
2nd down and 2 from the 37-yard line. Veenstra shuffles in motion from right to left. We've got a whistle.
Offsides.
And Wow.
Somebody
I didn't even, it had to be lined up, JD. I didn't even see anybody move.
Right, the fact that they blow it dead, I guess if you line up off sides, they're going to just blow it. They're all confused looking over at the ref like, what did you just call? But either way, it's a first down. Now there's a minute 47 to go here in the first half. So I feel like as an Eagles fan, you're thinking, hey, this is working out really well. This should be the last drive of the first half. We'll see if it ends in points here for the Eagles.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Cack out of the gun. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Fires left, and it's tipped and incomplete. Well, we have a quick moment here. I want to say a hello and get well to Marilyn Voss. Marilyn and Delmer own Sunny Slope Greenhouse. They are huge Pella Christian supporters. They come to lots of sporting events. Marilyn had hip surgery earlier in the week, so she couldn't make it to the game. I know that she's listening tonight. Marilyn, we hope that you get well soon, and we know you're cheering on the Eagles. 7-0 Pella Christian. Ball at the 32-yard line in Regina territory. 2nd down and 10. Snap to Cack. Swing pass to Ritzert. This is a run play to the 30, and I said Ritzert. Of course, it's Schurz. He's inside the 20, down to the 15, picks up 17 into the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone.
Man, you know, Benny Schurz is happy to see that. As this time he catches it kind of on this little sweep, you know, out to the left. He looks up and there's green grass in front of him for the first time tonight. He made the most of it. He was running hard there, rumbling, tumbling his way down the field inside the red zone. We'll see what this Eagles offense looks like now that they've picked up a first down, have a little momentum going.
1:15 and counting in the first half. Pella Christian 7, Iowa City Regina nothing. Kakmarinsky takes a snap. We've got a whistle and a false start on Pella Christian. JD, I believe this is Pella Christian's first trip not only into the red zone, but into Regina territory.
Right.
We got the touchdown on a 54-yard pass play. Other than that, we have not crossed midfield until this critical late first half drive.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting. And now you also go, okay, well, we're battling the time here a little bit too. PC does have 2 timeouts with a minute 9 to go. So you're not in desperation mode where you say, hey, we got to throw the ball. You know, everything's still open to them. But that certainly plays a factor here as you think about what you're trying to do offensively in this spot.
Some substitutions coming in for Regina. 1:09 remaining in the first half. We've got our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show coming up. We'll go inside the numbers delivered by Pella Fiber and take a look at our second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. It's a 1st and 15 at the 20-yard line. Split wide receivers. Ritzert to the left, Fancher to the right. Veenstra, the wingman, is lined up to the left, and Kakmarinsky has Schurz on his right hip. On a delay, they take the snap. Kakmarinsky keeps it, goes up the middle, runs into a tackler at the 15. They got the penalty yardage back, and it brings up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, this time they put Breams and Veenstra both on the left side, so you start thinking, yeah, they're probably going to run the ball to the left side, right? Let's follow those big tight ends. But Kakmarinsky goes off to the right side and does a nice job to just kind of take what the defense gives him.
Cack takes a snap again, lobs it to the left, looking to the end zone for Fancher. What a catch in the back corner! Touchdown, Eagles! 15 yards, Isaac Cack to Jack Fancher.
How about that? Jack Fancher with his 2nd touchdown of the game. You know, the first one was off a trick play and a bomb from Ritzert. This time, Kakmarinsky just gave Fancher a jump ball. Honestly, we haven't really seen that all year. I haven't seen that since Eric Mulder was the one ripping those down last year. But Jack Fancher went up and snagged it. What a play from the senior wide receiver.
And what a huge drive for PC with 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Pella Christian a 13-0 lead after catching the touchdown. Fancher with the extra point try. There's a whistle. There was movement. The kick was good. It won't count. We'll have to do it all over again. And while they're sorting that out, we've got a couple of whoa, not that one. Let's go back. Stravers Cellular instant radio updates. Titus Cram, a 3-yard touchdown run, and Norwalk is now tied with Bondurant Farrar 7-7. And in the playoffs, PCM has bounced back. They're ahead of Clear Lake 20-14, and it's another Kenson Fuller touchdown for Pella. 16-0 Dutch on a Stravers Cellular instant radio update. And another extra point try for Fancher coming. And this one is up, and it is good. He has all 14 points tonight for the Eagles. Let's try it again. A little California love here on Eagle Lane.
Lingering pain or movement problem, or to help. We can also recommend exercises and activities to enhance performance and reduce the risk of injuries occurring. Many area athletes choose Kinetic Edge. Contact us today at kineticedgept.com or at 621-0230.
At the Pella Pizza Ranch, when we say buffet your way, we mean it. It's your way. You can have any kind of pizza you want. Does your family always shoot you down because you like the weird kind of pizza? We'll make it just the way you want it. And you can have all the other great Pizza Ranch goodies that are part of our buffet, like the country's best chicken, potatoes, veggies, a full salad bar, dessert, and a drink. Buffet your way for lunch and dinner every day of the week at the Pella Pizza Ranch.
Whoa, that's good.
Every single day, people ask me, are you getting inventory? The reality is, we are. The lot at Pella Motors might not look as full as usual because many of the new vehicles are sold before they ever arrive at the dealership. Pella Motors has over 400 vehicles inbound, in system, in stock, or available. Stop into Pella Motors and let one of our product specialists assist you in finding that perfect vehicle. Whether it's here or on the way, Pella Motors is here to help.
All right, back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. To apologize, had some audio issues for our radio audience. Pella Christian 14, Iowa City Regina nothing. And after a squib kick by Fancher, the Regals start at the 33-yard line, and they go around the right end on a jet sweep for a 7-yard gain in the waning seconds of the first half. That was Chris Wakel with a 7-yard gain, 22 ticks remaining.
Yeah, it kind of feels like one of those plays. Let's see if we get something and move fast, or maybe just be content to go to the half. But now the clock is really ticking for the Regals.
12 seconds remaining in the first half. 14-0 Pella Christian with the lead. And a snap. Dumont throws it over the middle, and the catch is made in Eagle territory at the 46-yard line. That's a 14-yard gain to Stephen Liu. But there is very precious few seconds, just 2 ticks remaining. Iowa City Regina uses its final Vision for Less timeout, and that'll give them a chance potentially at a Hail Mary. I don't know if Dumont's got a 50-yard arm. You know, he'll have to release the ball from behind the line of scrimmage and get it to near the end zone. We'll see if he's got that in him here in just a couple of seconds, JD.
Every quarterback loves this, right? Like, hey, here's my chance to flash the arm, right? I'm going to run around here a little bit, heave one to the end zone. Pella Christian, obviously, defensively is saying, hey, all we got to do is just tackle him, right? Or knock that ball down, and this half is over, and you're going to feel really good about going into the half 14-0. But we'll see what the Regals come out with here for these last 2 seconds.
And what a massive drive by Pella Christian at the end of the first half. They burn more than 3 minutes off the clock, punch it in with Jack Fancher's second touchdown reception of the game. They lead 14-0, and now one last play, either a Hail Mary or a lateral situation here for the Regals, you'd expect. 2 seconds remaining, and it's actually a run by Nave around the left side. This is just stat padding for all you high school football fantasy players out there. He picks up 13 yards on the final play of the first half. The Regals had the ball for a lot of the half, but they couldn't put any points on the board, and Pella Christian has a 14-0 lead. We'll be back with our Central Tire and Auto radio halftime show right after this on 92.1 KRLS.
A fleet of drones for spot spraying my crops? It's a huge cost saver. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
An eco-friendly lawn care business that uses goats instead of mowers makes heads turn. But my business plan and numbers are solid. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
Planting 1,000 trees on our cattle farm to block the breeze? It makes for good neighbor relations, and my numbers were good. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
Bank Iowa, equal housing lender, member FDIC. All loans are subject to approval.
See every touchdown from every game on Sunday afternoons with the NFL Red Zone from NFL Network, available to Pella Fiber customers. The NFL Red Zone takes you from game to game to see all of the biggest plays around the league. If you're a Pella Fiber TV customer with Basic Plus service, you can add the NFL Red Zone for just $60 for the rest of the season. And all Pella Fiber TV customers get a free preview of NFL Red Zone for the entire month of November. Learn more or get signed up today at PellaFiber.com.
One hop to Peyton Ritzard at his own 10-yard line, has it at the 20. Far sideline 30. He'll shed a tackle at the 40. One man to beat at the 50. Into Comets territory, and he is gone. 6 for the Eagles. Touchdown Pella Christian. Peyton Ritzard with the house call. 90 yards.
Randall Roofing is proud to sponsor the Raise the Roof moment of the game and support our local teams. When it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Find us on Facebook or visit randallroofs.com. Thinking new roof? Think Randall Roofing.
Pella Corporation values teamwork. That's why they proudly salute adults who coach and mentor area youngsters. By helping others, they're building character and building their leadership skills in the process. And they're helping area youth experience the importance of teamwork. So whether you're coaching kids on a team, chaperoning them on a trip, or encouraging them to pursue their musical, artistic, or athletic talents, we thank those who shared their talents with area young people. The Pella Windows and Doors team thanks you for your role in helping area youth build lifelong skills, interests, and values.
At Marion County Bank, we love the communities we serve.
In fact, it's why we do what we do. From the report card program that gives back to the school of your choice,
to all the community events, sponsorships, and donations we are proud to be a part of.
From the volunteer efforts of our staff,
to partnering in the success story of your business, farming operation, or personal financial journey. We go beyond banking. We share in the life of the community.
Marion County Bank, serving you, building community. Member FDIC.
Daily, by the latest innovations in the dairy industry. Robotic milking systems, milking with less robotic feeding systems, optimal feed, friendly, and
rollers, hinges, they all break down. Don't wait until the door won't go up and down and you can't go in and out. Call DeYoung Door Service for an inspection of your garage door today.
We're the gurus of garage doors. DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
Hi, this is Shannon at Lighton State Bank. We're excited to announce that we bumped up our rate on our Lighton interest account to 3.56% APY. If you'd like to earn up to $534 annually for doing simple things like signing up for e-statements, paying bills by ACH, and swiping your card a dozen times per month, our rewards account might be perfect for you. Lighton State Bank, member FDIC.
Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show on 92.1 KRLS. It's Pella Christian 14, Iowa City, Regina, nothing. For tires, front end work, there no appointment oil change and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. 14-0. JD, the Eagles with 2 touchdown passes to Jack Fancher. Iowa City, Regina controlled much of the clock in that first half. They picked up most of the yardage other than the long Pella Christian touchdown play and long touchdown drive. But all that matters right now at the half, 14-zip Eagles.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that we love about high school football is you just never really know what to expect, right? Like, what is this going to look like? I think we kind of knew that this was going to be a good football game one way or the other, and it certainly has lived up to that hype. As, you know, it's 14-0 Eagles. And so the Eagles are dominating to some degree on the scoreboard, but it has been all Regals when it comes to the yards and possession. It feels like it's a game that's been dominated by Iowa City Regina. But Pella Christian has played well when they've needed to. It's been a really fun first half.
Again, both touchdowns to Jack Fancher. The first one came with 9 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter off the only turnover of the game. Pella Christian went 3 and out on the opening drive of the game and then punted. And Iowa City Regina drove a couple of plays. They didn't have to go far to get into Eagle territory. They fumbled it away. It was recovered by the Eagles, Drew Van Coten. And on the very next play, Peyton Richard on a wide receiver jet sweep pass to Jack Fancher goes for the 54-yard touchdown. Eagles up 7-0. And then the last score came right before the half when Pella Christian drove down the field 11 plays and 76 yards, capped off by Fancher's 15-yard grab in the back corner of the end zone from Isaac Kakmarinsky, and it's 14-0 Eagles. Let's go inside the numbers delivered by Pella Fiber, and the yardage has actually balanced itself out because of the long play and that long drive. Regina 175, PC 174. The Eagles have done most of it through the air, 129 yards passing, 45 rushing. It's a flip for Regina, 126 rushing, 49 yards passing. Time of possession, Iowa City Regina 12:49, Pella Christian 9:18. Individually, Pella Christian, Isaac Kakmarinsky 8 carries, 21 yards. Benny Schurz 7 for 24. Iowa City Regina, Levi Daniel 15 carries, 77 yards, and Jackson Nave has 4 for 39. Gentry Dumont is 3 of 4 for 49 yards passing for the Regals. Isaac Kack 7 of 10 for 83 yards. Peyton Ritzert 1 for 1 with that 54-yard touchdown, and Fancher, the leading receiver, 4 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. As we look at the tackle chart, let's see here for Pella Christian, Drew Van Coten has 4, Isaac Kakmarinsky and Peyton Ritzert each have 3, and it's Ronan Hoyton with 4 tackles, and Jack Clark, we've called his name a bunch. He's got 4 tackles as well for Iowa City Regina. And the only turnover was that fumble recovery by Van Coten that led to the PC touchdown. Inside the numbers delivered by Pella Fiber, where every home gets a gig for just $75 a month. Join today at PellaFiber.com. And, you know, we both watch a lot of football, JD. We're both, you know, big sports fans, and we've seen a lot of it. And it is interesting, each story, how each game, how the story unfolds and how different it could be if but for a couple of plays, right? I mean, that fumble that leads to a touchdown, and then the next 2 Regina drives, they drive deep into Pella Christian territory. They're stopped on 4th and less than a yard from the 16, and they're stopped on 4th and goal from the 2. If Pella Christian holds on to win this game, those will be our plays of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, right? Because Regina had 2, you talked about those 2 drives, and it's all on the ground, right? It's handing the ball off, and it felt like every time that they handed it off to Daniel or Nave every once in a while, it felt like they were getting 7-8 yards a pop, right? They weren't even putting themselves in 3rd down until they did, right? And they put themselves in 3rd and short, and then all of a sudden the Eagles defense wakes up. Right, they tried to run it right up the middle, and some great defensive plays there on the interior of that defensive line to force those stops to keep Regina off of the scoreboard, which is just amazing when you think about the way that they played, right? I mean, their offense has been outstanding. To have no points to show for it, you know, give the Eagles some credit, but I don't think the Regals are feeling like they're out of this game, right? I mean, they saw how quickly that game changed in the first half, and they're saying, hey, we can do that same type of thing here in the second half.
14-0. Pella Christian has the lead. Let's take a timeout inside of our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. We'll come back with our second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service, and a lot of action all around the area on the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard when our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show rolls on.
On Saturday, October 22nd, Sunny Slope Greenhouse will be holding their 3rd annual Fall Fun Night. Bring the kids from 3 to 6 p.m. for some family fun activities, including a scavenger hunt with prizes and pumpkin tic-tac-toe. Plus, there will be candy and lots of other fun activities for everyone. Costumes are encouraged but not required. Yeah, that means you too, Mom and Dad. For a socially safe, fun time outdoors at Sunny Slope Greenhouse. Kids under 13 must be accompanied by an adult. Go to the events section of Sunny Slope Greenhouse Facebook page for more information.
Sometimes in life you're going to get knocked down. You're going to be beaten, defeated.
But it's what you do next that defines you. Will you lay down, give up, say, someday I'll make it happen?
Or will you be relentless, giving everything you got, getting back up time after time after time?
Make that someday today.
Brand appeal. Relentless for you. Maybe you've always prepared your own taxes and plan to do so again in the future. But in this past year, you had some changes in your life. You got married. You had a baby. You bought a house. You changed jobs. You sent your first kid off to college. Don't let changes in your life overwhelm you this tax season. Let the professionals at Van Manen, Seedstrom, Meyer, and Nickel help you with your tax preparation this year. Give them a call at 628-3737.
Save time and gain peace of mind with Van Manen, Seedstra, Meyer, and Nickel.
Hey, this is Ashley from Brown Shoe Fit Pella, here to tell you that we have so many great new arrivals for fall and winter. Brown Shoe Fit Pella has a great selection of Vera Bradley, Sherpani, and Hobo bags. Did you know Brown Shoe Fit Pella has Oakleys and Ridge wallets now too? And we have tons of fall and winter boots for the whole family. Does this cooler weather have you thinking about Smart Wool socks yet? Because we have a great selection of Smart Wool in now. We have the footwear you need for work and play. Brown Shoe Fit Pella, located on the south side of the square.
At Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella, the Veterinarian Pet Salon is taking appointments.
Hey, Mr. Veterinarian, can we give our kitty a haircut, please?
Yes, we can. This is Dr. Tim Yoder, one of the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella. Schedule an appointment at the Veterinarian Pet Salon by calling 628-4040. Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, where your pet's good health is our #1 concern.
They're the veterinarians.
Yes, we are. We're the veterinarians.
They do take care of pets because they love them.
Hi, this is Sarah Casterline, part of the growing team at Pella Real Estate Services, where we're investing in lives through real estate. If you own rental property and are looking for someone to take away the hassle of managing, maintaining, and finding great tenants for your home, I can help. In fact, all of our agents are active property managers, which is how we have nearly 250 units under our management. To find out if we're the right fit for your property, call 628-1BUY for me, Sarah Casterline, or any member of the team at Pella Real Estate Services.
Stop searching for value in all the wrong places. When it comes to saving money, look no further than Vision for Less. We've got the best insurance offer around. Get a free second pair of glasses when you use insurance with us. You heard that right. Your second pair of glasses is free. It's like finding free money. Get the most out of your vision benefits by shopping for glasses at Vision for Less.
At Ulrich Ford Lincoln in Pella, we know that people are busy, and sometimes you can't step away to get routine maintenance work done. So we offer free pickup and drop-off services. And sometimes your vehicle might have to be in the shop for a bit, so we have a fleet of courtesy vehicles available to keep you on the road. Our service team also has a habit of leaving things better than when they found them. So with any service work you have done, we vacuum out your vehicle and run it through a car wash. Next time you need maintenance, reach out to the service department at Ulrich Ford Lincoln in Pella, taking care of you since 1935.
Welcome back inside of the Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show here on 92.1 KRLS. It's Pella Christian 14 and Iowa City Regina nothing. Let's take a look at our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. One other playoff game on the air on the network tonight. It's PCM leading Clear Lake at the half, 27-14. A couple of other playoff games tonight not on the air, but Van Meter leads Pleasantville 21-0, and an 8-player Southeast Warren at the half leads East Mills 14-12. Bigger school, regular season, non-playoff games. Pella 23, Cedar Rapids, Washington nothing. Unfortunately, the Dutch are not getting the help they need at the moment. Newton leading Clear Creek Amana 10-0 middle of the first quarter. The Dutch need to win and have Clear Creek beat Newton in order for Pella to get into the playoffs. Indianola all over Boone 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. JD, you know all about Drew Kingery. He caught an 83-yard touchdown pass. He's over 1,000 receiving yards for the season for Indianola. They're blowing out Boone. And a battle today in Norwalk. It's Bondurant Farrar 7 and Norwalk 7. No battle in Harlan as the Cyclones lead Knoxville 42-0 at the half. And that's the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. Marion County's financial leader is Marion County Bank, with offices in Pella, Knoxville, and Melcher, Dallas. They're serving you and building community across the county. 2 other 8-man games that were finals last night, regular season non-playoff games. Melcher, Dallas fell to Lamoni 54-30, and Twin Cedars beat Seymour 42-38. All right, JD, let's take a look at our second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. Pella Christian has the lead 14-0. Offensively, we know the Eagles really want to run the football, and they like to run the football between the tackles. Haven't had a lot of success until a couple of maybe 7 or 8 yard runs on that last drive. We've seen him go to the air a little bit more. What do you expect in the second half? A little bit more of that passing adjustment, or do we try to find a way to run the rock up 14?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question, right? Yep. That's what makes this kind of fun to see what they do. I would say, let's run some more trick plays, right? I mean, that seemed to work well. We're 1 for 1 there, but I'd be surprised if we see any more of that. Maybe a little bit, but I think that they're going to keep it on the ground, right? I think you're going to say to your offensive line, hey, fellas, right, you're the reason that we are as good as we are. We're going with you guys, right? We need you to start establishing yourself. And I thought on the last drive, it's as well as the offensive line has looked all night. There started to be a little life there. Obviously, PC was able to put it into the end zone. So I think they're going to try to use that momentum a little bit, wear this Regal defense down, and see if they can really get Schurz and Kakmarinsky going on the ground. And
this early part of the third quarter, I think, is big to see what Iowa City Regina's game plan is. They will start this third quarter with the ball. If they can go down and score, they're right in this game, and then they can do anything they want. If they can't get anything going, and Pella Christian does get some points early in this third quarter, middle of the third quarter, make it a 3-score game, I'm not sure that Regina can afford to just keep grinding it out like they did in the first half, 4, 5, 6 yards, long drives. Obviously, they need some points, but they may be forced to go to the air if this thing starts to get a little bit away from them.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, right? It's been, when they move the football, it's like 5, 6, 7 yards at a time. When you're playing from behind, that's really hard. I think now you can stick with your game plan, but you're spot on. You better do it right away here in the third quarter. Otherwise, you're going to have to start going to some other things and find other ways to move the ball.
All right, those are our second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. One of the quickest ways to adjust the look of your home is with the new garage door from the gurus of garage doors.
We're the gurus of garage doors, DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
You are listening to Pella Christian Football, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM, KRLS Knoxville Pella, and KRLS HD1 Knoxville Pella. Bank Iowa supports Pella Christian and Pella High Athletics by donating $20 to the Booster Club for every touchdown during every home game this season. Go Eagles from Bank Iowa.
Let's make it happen.
14-0 Pella Christian with the lead, and we are ready for the second half of action. Trevor Castle, J.D. Bohr, we're live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth here on 92.1 KRLS, the free KNIA KRLS app, the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel, and new this year, Pella TV for our local Pella Fiber Pella TV customers. Pella Christian will be kicking from right to left. Fancher has it teed up at the 40-yard line. And 2 men back deep to return for the Regals, standing at their own 5. Ball is in the air on a squib kick that rolls down to the 20, takes a big hop, and is fielded at the 22-yard line, trying to get around the right side, across the 30, and out to the 32-yard line. That was Evan Lonning on the return for Iowa City Regina. Check that 21, William Atchison on the return. And they'll start at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 on a critical early third quarter drive. Pella Christian 14, Iowa City Regina 0.
We mentioned in the first half how quickly things changed, right? And even though Regina established themselves early on, it was a couple costly mistakes that gave the Eagles a chance to take the lead. We'll see if that continues or if we see them flip the script here a little bit in the third quarter.
Gentry Dumont went 3 of 4 for 49 yards in the first half, and he hands it off to Jackson Nave around the left side, and he bolts around the end and crosses the 40 out to the 41 for an 8-yard gain.
Jackson Nave, known as one of the top receivers in the state in terms of catches and yardage, but he's getting some carries here out of the backfield. Does a nice job, man. He's fast.
He has one of the longest receptions in 1A this year. He caught an 84-yard touchdown, and you can see how if that guy gets into open space, goodbye.
Right, no doubt.
2nd down and a deuce from the 41-yard line. Gentry with 2 backs in the backfield, and they go to the ground. A lot of room coming around the right side across midfield and into Pella Christian territory at the 48-yard line. It's Nave again. So they're just lining him up at running back, and he picks up 11.
Yeah, and you can see the benefit of that because what they're doing, their normal running back, Daniel, he's working more as almost like a fullback, lead blocking, and he was just carrying some Eagles defenders there as he created a lot of room for Nave to run through.
6 carries and 58 yards for Jackson Nave. Now a 1st and 10 in Pella Christian territory at the 48-yard line. Direct snap to Nave. Dumont and Daniel both blocking. Nave breaking tackles and carrying defenders down to the 41-yard line around the left side for a gain of 7.
Yeah, here you go, right? You're wondering, all right, are they going to stick to the game plan? They're going to do things differently. It is sticking with the running game, but it's different now because it's been Nave, right? They're giving the ball to their playmaker, not through the air, but they're handing it off to him. That time lines up as a running back, takes the direct snap. So a few different wrinkles here for this Regina offense.
We're going to call this tonight's creative idea, drawn up by Brand Appeal. Jackson Nave, 3 carries, 27 yards on the first 3 plays, and it's another direct snap around the right side, and this time he slips down at the 40-yard line. He picks up 1, and JD, tonight's creative idea drawn up by Brand Appeal, and you know, as a coach, you want to get your best players an opportunity to make plays no matter what sport that's in, and right now Coach Dumont thinks that's Jackson Nave.
Especially in this situation, right? It's the second half, you're down 14-0. You think you're a pretty good football team. Hey, we're going to put the ball in the hands of some of our best players. Nave is doing that, but here you go, a 3rd and short. Just like the Eagles like it. Let's see if they have the same type of success.
Just 1 of 4 on 3rd down in the first half. This time it's a snap to Dumont, handoff to Nave, 1st down, and he's taken down at the 36-yard line for a gain of 4 as they pick up a 3rd down conversion to move the sticks. Tonight's creative idea drawn up by Brand Appeal for branding, print, web, video, or interactive. Call Brand Appeal, relentless for you. 14-0, Pella Christian leads with 9:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And Iowa City Regina is yet again in Pella Christian territory. Almost every one of their drives has crossed midfield, but they haven't scored a point. Dumont setting up a screen to Daniel. Blocker out in front. 1 tackle broken. 2 tackles not broken. Peyton Ritzert makes the play and stops him for no gain.
I tell you what, man, I just keep saying how good Peyton Ritzert has been, but I want people to know that he's just outstanding. That time they set up the screen plan, I thought it was executed really well. They had blockers out in front. What Ritzert does, he comes flying in there. He avoids a block and at the same time is able to sneak around him and make the tackle. That is really hard to do, especially at the speed that he does it in.
Well, that was like a wrestling shoot move for Ritzert,
right.
Who's got plenty of moves on the mat. 2nd down and 11. Handoff to Nave, right side run. Nowhere to run. The Eagles are there. Trevor Veenstra, Josiah Deal, loss of a yard, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, you know, we haven't talked too much about that defensive line other than when they've really stepped up on 3rd and short and 4th and short, but this time that's just as big of a play, right? When you can take them back 2 yards. Now it's 3rd and long. Now your defense is geared up to say, hey, let's stop the pass. No big run plays. We'll see what Regina dials up.
3rd down and 12. Daniel and Nave both in the backfield with Dumont out of the shotgun. Takes a high snap, play action fake, quick pass over the middle, is tipped and then dropped. The Eagles, Kakmarinsky got his hand on it. The intended target was Ronan Poyton, the tight end, and he couldn't hang on the tip drill, and it's 4th and a dozen.
Yeah, we used to run this play. We call it the tight end pop, that you fake that give and you're trying to throw it up over top of the linebackers. Dumont had his target. He just needed to throw it a little bit higher, right? Poyton's a big guy. He'll go and get it. But a great athletic play by Kakmarinsky to reach up and get just enough of that ball to get it off track.
Opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Pella Christian leads 14-0. It is 4th and 12, and Iowa City Regina is lined up to go for it. The Eagles have 4 down linemen ready to rush. 5 on the next level, 3 corners, snap to Dumont, wants to throw, fires to the far sideline, and it is incomplete. Fancher knocks it loose, and for the third time tonight, the Pella Christian defense stands tall on fourth down.
Yeah, they haven't been making plays all over the field like maybe we've been accustomed to, but when they've had to make big plays, this defense has done just that. As again, Regina picks up a couple first downs. Looks like they're moving the football really well, but the PC defense hangs tight, keeps Regina off the board. Big stop there, and now as the Eagles get the ball back, they're saying, hey, let's put a big-time drive together and let's start to put this game out of reach.
Let's give you a Pella Motors game reset. 7:47 remaining in the third quarter. Pella Christian leads 14-0, and they have a 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line, and Benny Schurz bounces off a big hit from Ron and Payton and takes it out to the 44-yard line. That is a 6-yard gain, and that was our Pella Motors game reset. You'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee.
And here you go, right? You get Veenstra in motion. You pull Colton Voss out in front of him. You say, hey, we'll take 6 yards, right? That's good running. That's what this offense wants to do.
2nd down and 4. Run blitz. Kakmarinsky play fake. Rolls, throws, catches made. A lot of running room for Isaiah Breams, and he takes it well into Regal territory down to the 37-yard line, a gain of 19.
Isaiah Breams, the tight end there that makes the play, but just an outstanding job by Kakmarinsky. Rolling out to his right, you're used to him hitting Veenstra. Kind of sneak it out into the flat, but he looks behind him and sees Breams wide open.
And now motion coming from Ritzert. They hand it off to him on a jet sweep around the left side, cuts it back inside and takes it down to the 31-yard line, a gain of 6. And now it's some chunk yardage on the ground for PC.
Some chunk yardage, some first downs, and this is where PC, they love to do tempo here, right? You see it in college football all the time as teams just want to play faster and faster. Of course, you're also aware of we got a 14-point lead and the clock is ticking. But the faster this offense can play and get to the line, the better off they are.
2nd down and 4. Handoff to Schurz. He slides his way through the line down to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 6. And JD, Benny Schurz, first 5 carries went for 7 yards. His last 5 carries have gone for 45.
Yeah, and the difference is this offensive line. Whether it's, maybe they weren't playing very well at the beginning of the game, or maybe they're playing really well now. Maybe there's some adjustments that have happened. But I'm seeing a lot of linemen pulling out in front, and Schurz has a lot more running room. Good job by this veteran offensive line here for PC.
About halfway through the third quarter, Pella Christian leads 14-0. Quick pass to Jack Fancher, and he's spun out of bounds at the 19-yard line for a gain of 6. It's 2nd and 4, and the Eagles are inside of the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone. As we give you a couple of Stravers Cellular instant radio updates, Bondurant Farrar has gone on top of Norwalk 14-7. And Pella now leads Cedar Rapids, Washington 33-0 late in the second quarter on a Stravers Cellular instant radio update. Kakmarinsky fakes it to Schurz, keeps it, trying to get around the left side, and he breaks 1 tackle, can't break the second as he stumbles forward for 1 yard and a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that's the first play on this drive that the Eagles haven't really got what they wanted, as they were able to really make great plays on 1st and 2nd down to set them up. Now you get in this 3rd down spot, right, and you're going, okay, can we stay on the field? Can we dial up a nice play? I think they're going to put it on the offensive line, and Benny Schurz or Isaac Kakmarinsky to pick it up.
Split wide receivers. Veenstra shuffles from his wingback spot left side. Iowa City Regina thought Pella Christian moved. I think that's Breams they were pointing at. And Pella Christian letting the play clock wind down. Looks like they'll take a vision for less timeout here, and we'll take it as well. It's Pella Christian 14, Iowa City Regina nothing. Middle of the third quarter, live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Being part of a cooperative means being part of something special. We're owned by our members and work for people, not profits. We provide electricity, but we also provide more than just electrons for our community. We support our community, give back through business loans, provide college scholarships, and much more. In October, Pella Cooperative Electric is celebrating National Co-op Month, along with 40,000 other cooperative businesses who serve more than 120 million people in their communities nationwide. Looking out for you, we're Pella Cooperative Electric.
Hi, this is Mike at Langstrad Auto Body. It's deer season again, and I know from experience that whether you're in your car or in the timber, there's one out there with your name on it. They always say if a deer jumps out in front of you, aim right at it. The good and bad of that is that some of you will be visiting your local meat locker and the rest will be visiting us at Langstrad Auto Body. Whether it's a deer or some unfortunate accident, you know that Langstrad Auto Body is there for you with a lifetime written warranty and satisfaction 100% guaranteed. Langstrad Auto Body, where you don't have to look for a quality repair.
Out of the vision for less timeout, we welcome you back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. It's an Isaac Kakmarinsky QB power run on 3rd down and 3. He picks up 5 down to the 13. Move the chains. It's 1st and 10.
What is?
They're an injured.
No, they're kind of like, did the ball get fumbled at the end? Regina's acting like they have the football. It looked like that play was long over, and then all of a sudden there's a little scrum on the ground. There's a couple guys sitting on the ground there.
Yeah. I mean, this is just a pure guess as to what's going on right now, JD. Slow to get up with the football in his hands was Danny Gavin, a senior linebacker for Regina. The officials are talking about something at the 15-yard line. And Gavin came up with the ball, but that's pretty easy to do after the play was over. The question was there a ball to be had while the play was going on?
Yeah, it totally looked like just kind of a routine play as Kakmarinsky, picked up that 1st down, and nobody, while the play was happening, it didn't look like there was a lot going on. It's just at the end there, maybe the ball squirted out. Of course, we don't know if it happened before or after he went down, but usually when there's a fumble, everybody in the stadium or everybody around knows what's going on, and that certainly wasn't the case here.
Yeah, this was the least publicized fumble that I've ever seen in a football game. You usually have, at least 11 guys jumping around to the team that forced the fumble or recovered the fumble.
Right. And it just seems weird that you don't have an official that says, hey, here's what happened, right? I mean, if none of them saw a fumble, then it's hard to know what we're talking about.
And now Regina trying to creep over towards that official conversation and saying we have the ball. One of the officials shoos him away. Good chance to remind you that tonight's video presentation on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel is being presented by Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy and KNIA KRLS Radio. We're glad to be able to bring you this video presentation of Iowa High School playoff football here on KRLS. Trevor Castle, J.D. Bohr with you. Our main man, Dan Branderhorst, popping into the broadcast booth here. We might have to grab a headset and talk with Dan if this conference continues for another 5 or 10 minutes, JD.
All right.
They say PC Ball have no idea what that was about other than that was strange. We're guessing that there was at least a discussion of whether there was a fumble or not, but
I'm not sure what was going on there. Regardless, you get a 1st down here for PC. I believe they picked with the 1st down, right? I mean, now I'm questioning everything.
Well, right. It was 3rd and 3 from the 18, and he definitely crossed the 15, which was the line to gain for the 1st down. Now they're over and talking to the far side chain gang and Regina's coaches. It's on the Regina sideline, so they've kind of butted their way into that conversation as well, as a good coach is known to do. Any chance the officials kind of wander over, if you can peek your beak into that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, you got to let him know. He's probably over there going, man, what are we talking about, right? Just like we are. Who knows?
All right, let's give you a Stravers Cellular Instant Radio update. It's 14-7. Bondurant Farrar leading Norwalk at the half. Norwalk was stopped on 4th down at the 2-yard line right before the half in a game that if Norwalk wins, they make the playoffs. If they lose, they'll be on the RPI bubble. We finally got it all sorted out here.
Yeah, let's play football.
1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Cack, fake to Schurz, fires to the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown, Eagles! Peyton Ritzert, a 14-yard strike from Isaac Cack.
Oh, come on. That's good stuff right there. Senior to senior. They fake that dive that they love to Benny Schurz. Kakmarinsky pulls it back. He's got Ritzert running kind of a skinny post right across the middle of the field. Kakmarinsky put it right on the money. Peyton Ritzert runs right past his man into the clear. Comes up with a jumping catch. And the 3rd touchdown pass from this PC offense puts him in the end zone again.
5:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Pella Christian now a 20-0 lead, and the extra point is pending. And the snap, the kick, and it is good, and it is now 21 Bagel PC. We'll be back live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth right after this.
Years and years ago, October was the month the pork producers would bring their hogs to market. While production practices have evolved, we still celebrate the efforts of our local producers of October with National Pork Month. I'm Tracy Gathman, General Manager at Two Rivers Cooperative. On behalf of our entire staff and all of our members, we'd like to say thank you to the local pork producers for their efforts in feeding people around the world. Two Rivers Cooperative in Pella, Otley, Monroe, and Tracy.
The home and field advantage. Two Rivers Co-op.
Hi, this is Tim Heis, owner of Culver's Restaurant here in Pella. Fall is one of my favorite times of the year. I love watching football and I love going to football games. Like many of you, I'm a huge fan of the Dutch, the Eagles, and the Central Dutch. If you're looking for a quick meal on your way to the game or a tasty treat when it's over, stop into Culver's in Pella. We'll make you a fresh, never frozen burger just how you want it, one of our famous concrete mixers, or any of our other great menu items. We're locally owned and involved in your community. Culver's Restaurant in Pella.
21-0 Pella Christian with the lead. And the squib kick has been most of the night for Fancher is returned out to the 34-yard line. Coming to you live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. And in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella, we've gotten every combination possible of Cack, Fancher, and Ritzert.
Yeah,
it was
right.
Ritzert to Fancher, then Cack to Fancher, and then Cack to Ritzert. 3 Pella Christian touchdown passes, and the Eagles lead 21-0. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarian.
And now Iowa City Regina is in a big hole, down 3 scores. RPO, the pass is caught near midfield and into Pella Christian territory. That's going to go for a gain of 22 yards. Catch and run at number 13. That is Landis Pietrek.
I was waiting for you to say it so that I didn't have to. But nice looking play there from Regina. Gets him into Eagles territory right away.
23 yards on the catch and run. Is that a Polish name? Pietrek?
No idea.
Now another throw, and it's intercepted. Pella Christian picks it off.
Ritzert.
Guess who?
Man,
Peyton Ritzert. Have a game, young man.
The X Factor, Peyton Ritzert. He's just making plays all over the field. The kid has thrown a touchdown pass. He has caught a touchdown pass. He has a few rushing yards to go with it. He's making plays all over the place on defense. Regina, we talked about it. At some point, they're going to be forced to mix things up and go to the air. They have to do it on this drive, and Peyton Ritzert makes them pay with the interception.
And we talked in the pregame about the seniors, and we're to the point of the year where it's win or go home, and Cack and Fancher and Ritzert, senior. First and 10 for the Eagles at the 40, up 21-0, and it's a zone read. Cack tried to hand it to Ritzert, lost the ball, and hops back on it at the 37 for a loss of 3.
Man, that is something. Truthfully, we haven't seen a lot of that from PC as they've been pretty clean most of the year offensively, not a lot of dumb plays or fumbles or anything like that. This time they're fortunate that Kakmarinsky was able to pounce on that one. Because, again, this game, it's certainly not out of reach for Regina the way that their offense has moved at times. You got to be careful, but now it sets them up with a 2nd and long.
2nd and 13 from the 37 with 3:53 remaining in the third quarter. Cack on a right side roll. Quick pass. Caught by Veenstra. Sheds a tackler. Dives over another one. Takes it out near midfield. Where did he step out of bounds? It looks like the 49 for a gain of 12. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, nice job by the tight end Veenstra to get upfield again. I love to see this. We talked about seniors. Isaac Kakmarinsky, a very decorated senior football player, quarterback since his sophomore year. This year hasn't been one of his stellar statistical years passing, but tonight he's really gotten it going. This is the best he's looked through the air all year.
3rd and 1, and they go to Schurz on a straight-ahead run. 1st down and more into Regina territory across the 45, down to the 43. He picks up 8. Pella Christian is 5 of 8 on 3rd downs in this game, and they have a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Yeah, and it's a simple play right there, right? On 3rd and 1, Schurz picks up the 1st down, but you see this sideline for PC erupt. They know they got Regina right where they want them now as they're running the football well. They got the passing game going. this is the way they want to play.
Ritzert on a jet sweep, has some running room at the 30, down to the 25, spins out of a tackle at the 15, and he's all the way down to the 10. It's a 33-yard rumble to set up 1st and goal.
Come on, number 10 there once again, the jet sweep for Peyton Ritzert. He gets off to the left side. I thought the blocking downfield was excellent from his receivers, from his tight ends, and you give that kid a little bit of space. He is so fast with the football. He gets upfield, made a nice cutback, and now the Eagles are knocking on the door here again.
Inside of the Raceway Tire and Exhaust red zone, it is 1st and goal for Pella Christian at the Regina. Moving from right to left with 2:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Pella Christian already leads 21-0. Kakmarinsky takes the shotgun snap, keeps it after the fake handoff to Schurz, runs right into a wall of Regina defenders, and he's stopped after a 1-yard gain down to the 9.
Yeah, that time the Regina defense was all over it. It's Ronan Poynton. We've talked about him a couple times. You know, one of the leading tacklers here. In fact, he is the leading tackler for Regina on the season. He snuffed that one out. Inside the 10-yard line, you know that defense is keying on Kakmarinsky.
Stravers Cellular Instant Radio Update. Game of the night on the airwaves. Clear Lake has reclaimed the lead over PCM 28-27 with 3:21 to go in the 3rd quarter in Monroe. 2nd and goal here for Pella Christian at the Iowa City Regina 9. Kakmarinsky changing the play. Play clock down to 3, takes a snap, wants to throw, fires to the back shoulder of Fancher, and that fastball sailed by incomplete.
Yeah, that time, you know, I love the little back shoulder route. Looked like maybe Fancher would have a chance on it. That's such a timing thing, though, and it's not something that PC has really had to use at all. That's the first time I've seen him throw a route like that all season long.
Pella Christian, which came in 4th in Class 1A in rushing touchdowns on the season, has 3 passing touchdowns tonight. They lead 21-0. Kakmarinsky to throw again on 3rd and goal from the 9. Fires out into the flat. Catch is made. This will be a very short gain. I believe that's Colin Vanderwall on the catch. Down to the 6 to set up 4th and goal. And they're going to send down the field goal team.
Yeah, I thought maybe we'd see a field goal there. You know, a little bit of a conservative play on 3rd down, knowing that you have a weapon like Jack Fancher in this field goal unit, which has been really good. Of course, nothing is a given here, especially, you know, it's a tough angle on the right hash. But a chance to at least put points on the board after a nice drive here from PC.
Fancher has already put 15 of Pella Christian's 21 points, 2 touchdowns, 3 extra points. Now a 24-yard field goal try from the right hash. The left-footed kicker boots it away. It's an end-over-end kick that barely clears the uprights, but it is good. 52 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Pella Christian 24, Iowa City Regina nothing. Live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Here at US Cellular, we are committed to making wireless and internet accessible to every family in every town we serve, especially in and around Pella. New prepaid plans with hotspot starting as low as $25 a month, and unlimited home internet plans now starting as low as $50 a month. Plus, you could qualify for a $30 monthly savings through the Affordable Connectivity Program. Come to Stravers Cellular for qualification and details. Stravers Cellular is your locally owned authorized agent for US Cellular in downtown Pella.
Why should you consider a career at Vermeer? Machining technician Levi Rohr says that the team approach to getting projects done is something that he really likes.
For my job, you know, you work more as a team. We have a group of 3 to 4 people that work together, you know, get the job done a lot easier than just having one person. It's more enjoyable that way. You have people to work with, and so you don't have to rely on yourself, or you can rely on others as well.
Start the search for your career at Vermeer by visiting vermeer.com/careers.
Deep kick by Fancher, and Pella Christian has the Regals hemmed in on a great kick coverage. Back at the 10-yard line, just 45 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, and Pella Christian has a full 3-score lead. Eagles 24, Regals 0.
Man, shout out to Johnson Morgan here. He's made a couple tackles on that kickoff unit. A talented sophomore, obviously playing in behind some of these talented upperclassmen, doesn't get as much of a shot on varsity, but makes a nice play on the kickoff coverage that time.
Ball is back at the 10-yard line.
It's a huge play.
Well, the Eagles had been squibbing a bunch of them, and finally Fancher bombs one deep. Maybe caught the Regals just a bit off guard. First and 10 from the 10, and Iowa City Regina is in a big hole late third quarter, under a minute to go. Quick pass, and that's nearly intercepted by Colin Vanderwall as it's incomplete, intended for Landon Pietrek.
Yeah, now you got this Regal offense, and of course they're known to go through the air, right? It's not a big deal for them to have to go to the air, but it's an offense that's been great on the ground, and now you're kind of in that spot where you have to air it out. You're down 24 points. Technically, that's three drives, but yeah, you got to get it going now.
Another throw coming, looking to the near side, open receiver, caught by Nave, and he slithers his way across the 25 to the 26 for a 16-yard gain. We do have a quick Strawver Cellular Instant Radio update. One of our district foes will see its season come to an end tonight. Pleasantville is getting all they can handle. Van Meter 42, the Trojans nothing after 3 quarters of play at Van Meter. Our score 24-0. Pella Christian leads Iowa City Regina. Less than 30 seconds to go, third quarter here. Shotgun snap to Dumont, looks left, throws left, and the catch is made. A sliding grab by Pietrek out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 15.
Yeah, Pietrek, he kind of jumps right in front of Jack Fancher. It looked like Fancher was almost going to be there for the interception, but a nice reception there for the Regals to move the chains and pick up the first down. And unfortunately, it looks like Fancher's kind of grabbing his knee as there's a bit of an awkward collision there.
Landers Pietrek coming in on the season as a senior had 1 catch for 10 yards.
Wow.
Has 2 tonight for 38. As they tend to Fancher will step aside. Pella Christian 24, Iowa City Regina late in the third quarter. Live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. It's a Vision for Less officials timeout.
Pella Regional Urology Clinic is pleased to announce a partnership with Urology Center of Iowa and welcome urologists Stephanie Potoven, Trevor Wild, Ryan Dornbeer, and Richard Glowacki to the medical staff. They will practice alongside urologist Russell Banstra in the Pella Regional Urology Clinic location inside Pella Regional Health Center. New patients are welcome. To schedule an appointment, go to pellahealth.org or call Pella Regional Urology Clinic at 641-621-2383.
The Pella community features wonderful Dutch architecture all around town, but there's one place in downtown Pella that takes you right into the heart of Amsterdam. A beautiful brick walk featuring a winding canal, a working drawbridge, and a classic old world atmosphere. Welcome to the Molengraat, home to Pella's finest lodging at the Amsterdam Hotel. Dining with Liberty Street Kitchen and Oriental Express, beautiful U Salon, Pella Nail Salon, the Pella Window and Door Showroom, and many service businesses. You can even take in a movie at Pella Cinemas. Good luck to our local sports teams from the Molengraat in Pella.
Jack Fancher is up and able to walk off under his own power with a light limp. 24-0 Pella Christian leading Iowa City Regina. We're live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. And let's give you a Pella Motors game reset. Just 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And it's 1st and 10 Regals at their own 41-yard line. Just a couple of plays left in the third, and they're taking a deep shot to Nave down the near sideline. It's underthrown, and Nave somehow makes the catch over Vanderwall at the 27-yard line. Good for 32 yards.
Yeah, it's junior to junior. Dumont throws it up to Nave, and I tell you what, this Nave, we've talked about him. He's a ball player. He went up and got that one on the double move, went right over top of Colin Vanderwall to haul in that long catch.
2 seconds remaining, and they will not get the snap off before the third quarter ends. Just a moment ago, we gave you a Pella Motors game reset. We're going to reset the clock now to 12 minutes and take you to the fourth quarter of action. It's Pella Christian 24, Iowa City Regina 0, live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
One hop to Peyton Ritzard at his own 10-yard line, has it at the 20. Far sideline 30. He'll shed a tackle at the 40. One man to beat at the 50. Into Comets territory, and he is gone! 6 for the Eagles. Touchdown Pella Christian. Peyton Ritzard with the house call. 90 yards.
Randall Roofing is proud to sponsor the Raise the Roof moment of the game and support our local teams. When it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Find us on Facebook or visit randallroofs.com. Thinking new roof? Think Randall Roofing.
The horn on the car goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the car goes beep, beep, beep. That's Central Tire and Auto.
You probably
probably don't need your horn fixed. But if you do, Central Tire and Auto can help with your horn and almost any other issue you have. For tires, front end work, there are no appointment oil change, and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. Everybody now.
Welcome back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Pella Christian 24, Iowa City Regina nothing. 3 Eagle touchdown passes, 2 by Isaac Kakmarinsky, 1 by Peyton Ritzert on a gadget play. And then they added a Jack Fancher field goal just moments ago at the end of the third quarter. We flipped sides of the field. Regina now moving from right to left, and Pella Christian defending the south goal here on Eagle Lane. Gentry Dumont is in the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the Pella Christian 27, and he hands it off to Daniel around the left side with blocking out in front. And Peyton Ritzert is there to help make the tackle down at the 20-yard line. It's good for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd and short.
Man, you know, in the first half, we talked about Daniel over and over and over again. I think that might be his first carry of the second half. Is that right?
He had 4 early, their very first drive, and then they've gone away from him.
Yeah.
And we talked about that at the half, though. You can't afford to just grind it out here. Got to get a little more aggressive. 2nd down, Dumont to throw, firing towards the end zone, and it's a little underthrown and knocked away. Incomplete. Benny Schurz leaking back to help out with the bat down.
Yeah, now here into the fourth quarter, down 24-0. Regina's got to take their shots, and that time they thought maybe they could get the receiver up over the top. Pretty good coverage there from the secondary as Benny Schurz is able to run over there. Trevin Parker also in on the play. Good job by Schurz to knock it down.
We do have a strong cellular instant radio update. Newton leads Clear Creek Amana 10-0 at the half. The reason we're giving you that score, Pella needs a Newton loss to get into the playoffs. Dumont to throw, has nobody open, now rolls out to his right, lobs it to the end zone, and that is incomplete. No flags. It looked like to me, JD, the Eagle defender kind of cut the Regal receiver off at the pass, but no call, and it's now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like some zone coverage there from PC, or maybe it was man, but when that ball was thrown from Dumont, Parker kind of went off of his man and tried to get back quickly. Kind of made some contact there. I was a little surprised to not see a flag, but it does set up another 4th down here for Regina.
3rd and 10 from the 20. Pardon me, 4th and 3 from the 20. 4th and 3. Dumont to throw out into the flat, incomplete. That is the 3rd 4th down stop in the red zone tonight. Yeah. Wow. The 4th down stop in their own territory, and the shutout remains intact.
Unbelievable when you think about, it obviously happens more when you don't have field goal kickers where, you maybe get into the red zone and don't score. But to have 3 trips into the red zone and have 0 points to show for it. Man, Regina's kicking themselves, right? That's 3 scores, 3 opportunities. That's all Pella Christian's done is put 3 touchdowns on the board as well as a field goal. So we talked about that at the half. The stats were very similar offensively. It looks like it's probably similar here in the second half. The scoreboard says 24-0.
And the Eagles now try to salt away a chunk of this 4th quarter clock, and it's Isaac Kakmarinsky rolling out to his left, dumping it down, and Ritzert has to go off his hands incomplete.
Yeah, a little bit of space there. They love to put Ritzert in motion and hand him the ball. We've seen him be dynamic when he can get his hands on the ball. This time they let him run by, a little rollout, see if they can get him out into the left flat. He was there, maybe would have had a chance to pick up 7-8 yards. Who knows, maybe more. But if he drops it and it goes incomplete.
2nd down and 10 from the 20. Pella Christian moving from left to right in maroon and gold. Snap to Cack, handoff to Schurz, running right, and he breaks 2 tackles, has the 1st down, stiff arms a defender, running across the 35 to the 40, dragging defenders across the 45, and Benny Schurz picks up 27 yards.
Oh, come on, man. We've talked a lot about Peyton Ritzert, Jack Fancher, Isaac Kakmarinsky. Benny Schurz says, man, don't forget about me, right? He has a great run there, and he carried guys for 10 yards there to pick up the extra yardage. Great run from the junior.
24-0 Pella Christian leads. We've got 10 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the ball game. Eagles appear well on their way to the 2nd round of the playoffs as it's Kakmarinsky on a keeper, and he's into Regal territory across the 45 down to the 44 for a gain of 9.
Ritzert in motion from right to left. They fake the handoff. The Regals have to respect that because Ritzert, he's so fast. He can get to the edge. But instead, Kakmarinsky pulls it from his belly. He's got linemen pulling out in front of him, picks up a good 9 yards.
2nd and 1 coming up from the 44-yard line of Iowa City, Regina. And the Eagles slowing it down a little bit here. There's plenty of clock to burn. Split wide receivers, wingman left. And it's CAC quarterback power straight ahead. 1st down yardage inside the 40. And they'll finally blow that play dead at the 38-yard line. So that was a pretty easy 7-yard run.
Yeah, we've seen that twice now tonight, where it's almost like a QB sneak right out of shotgun as Kakmarinsky takes the snap and just runs straight ahead. He's got Schurz trying to lead block for him, and it's just like a sprint to the line of scrimmage. Nice little play there on a short yardage look, right, to pick up the 1st down. And now you see PC say, hey.
Yep, the tempo no more.
Yeah, you know, we're not used to this, as usually PC's playing so fast offensively, but with a 24-0 lead here under 10 minutes in the 4th quarter, they start slowing it down.
Again, split wide receivers. Here comes Ritzert in motion. CAC hands it to him around the right side. Oh, he takes a big hit at the 35-yard line and falls forward to the 33. So that's a 4-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is it's a 4-yard gain. But when you're in these spots, you're trying to chew the clock. Just keep it manageable. You don't need 12, 15 yards. If you can just get 3 to 4 yards, no penalties here, although we're milking the clock. That last play, they snapped it with 1 second to go on the play clock. That's exactly what you're trying to do.
In fact, I'd add to that, JD. I'm not even sure I want 15. I think I'd rather have 4 or 5 at a crack. 2nd down and 6. Ritzert in motion again. Snap to Kakmarinsky. Roll into the left side. Eyes downfield. Fires. He threw it behind his receiver and incomplete. And it's 3rd and 6.
You know, by the way, I'm glad we had this opportunity because Jack Fancher went out. He got hurt on the last defensive drive for PC. It's good to see him back there at wide receiver as Kakmarinsky tried to hook up with his receiver again. But that one falls incomplete.
So 3rd and 6. This is 4-down territory for Pella Christian at the Iowa City Regina 33-yard line. And Kakmarinsky out of the shotgun takes a snap, hands it off to Benny Schurz. Nice kick-out block. Benny will try to do the rest. He gets inside the 30 to the 29 for a 4-yard gain. The ball came out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, it is a fumble. I thought that the play had been blown dead, but the Eagles fumble and the Regals recover at the 32-yard line. Again, that's like the 2nd least publicized fumble I've ever seen.
What is happening? I mean, it's not a huge play. I don't know if it's going to change the game, but the Regals offense gets on the field. I don't even know how that fumble happened. I didn't see it happening. Benny Schurz has been excellent all season at not fumbling the football. In fact, you know, PC's only had a couple fumbles all season for everybody, you know, so a little surprised to see that happen after a good drive, but now you're putting it on the Eagles defense to get another stop.
Pella Motors game reset shows Pella Christian leading 24-0. 9:27 remaining in the 4th quarter, and Iowa City Regina has a 1st down and 10 at the 32-yard line. And here is a double reverse with some running room out to the 40, and a tackle is made on Nave right at the 40. That's an 8-yard gain after our Pella Motors game reset.
Yeah, for a moment there, they ran that double reverse. It looked like Nave had a ton of room, and maybe he could make a big play. Cooper Spronk was disciplined enough there to just hold it to an 8-yard gain, and I think the Eagles will be happy with that.
Final score, Harlan 49, Knoxville 0 on a Strawber's Cellular Instant Radio update. So the top-ranked Cyclones are on to the playoffs with a shutout win over the Panthers. Here's Dumont on a right side roll, firing towards the far sideline. Receiver is open. He maybe lost it in the lights, and it's an incomplete pass, and it's 2nd down. Make that 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that time, you know, he's looking for Nave again. It looked like Nave maybe would have had a chance to hang on to that one, but you're right. He kind of stumbled. It looked like a kind of an awkward play. Falls incomplete. And now with under 9 minutes to go, down 24-0. I don't think you count the Regals out, right? It is a 3-score game. But
we're getting really close to dagger time, JD.
A lot of things are going to have to go right for him at this point.
Ball at the 40 in their own territory. Iowa City Regina moving from right to left. 3rd down and 2. Hand off to Daniel. He breaks a tackle in the backfield and then fights forward for the 1st down on a gain of 3.
Man, Isaiah Breams came off the edge there and looked like he had Daniel in his grasp. Daniel's a tough runner to bring down, though, as he kind of squirts his way up there. But Kakmarinsky was there to bring him down, but not after he picked up another Regal first down.
Stravers Cellular Instant Radio Update. Norwalk's playoff hopes might be fading away. Titus Cram, a 42-yard touchdown run, and Bondurant Farrar leads 27-7. Dumont fires to the far sideline, overshoots Nave, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Iowa City Regina at their own 43-yard line, trailing Pella Christian 24-0.
I thought that was really good defense there from PC, and I was noticing because it looked like there was a little confusion in the secondary. Josiah Deal, the linebacker, was kind of running back and forth, but they dropped into their zone, keep everything in front of them. You know, just no big plays, and they forced Dumont to have to make a really tough throw, and he wasn't able to connect.
Another 49-0 final score. Van Meter defeats Pleasantville. Blitz and Sprunk buries Dumont back at the 34-yard line. He came untouched and dropped him for a loss of 8.
This one happens right in front of us, right on the 40-yard line of the Regals here. As right on that snap, you knew that Sprunk had a good shot at it. Unblocked. Dumont kind of hits. He didn't like his first look, and then he gets plummeted into the ground.
Probably would have been passing or roughing the passer if that was Tom Brady, JD.
There's no doubt about it.
3rd and 18 from the 35. 4 wide receivers. Dumont takes the snap, stands in the pocket. Now he rolls out to the right, has some time, fires to a receiver. Can he tap the toes? Inbounds? Yes, he can. Right at the sticks. First down, Jackson Nave, gain of 18. That's the first completion after 5 straight misfires from Dumont.
Yeah, you know, and Nave ran that route right to the sticks, right? That's what they teach you to do. And give Dumont some credit on the run there. He threw a rope down to the sideline. A nice first down.
So 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Iowa City Regina from right to left with 7.5 minutes to go in this game, trailing 24-0. Dumont taking his time, takes a snap, wants to throw. Looking left, nobody open, rolls out to the right, takes off to run at the 45, and Sprunk is there to hold him up and then drive him backward after a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, this pass rush is so close to getting home. A couple times they're forcing Dumont out of the pocket out to his right. That time it was Isaiah Breams with the pressure. Dumont's able to squirt away. He only picks up a couple. Now as the clock goes down to 7 minutes to go, this drive is taking too long for Iowa City Regina.
That was a 2-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 8. And they get to the line quickly, but they're taking their time. This play clock is all the way down to 7 seconds when the snap goes off. Dumont fires left, and his receiver slipped down. He was looking for Chris Wakel, and he lost his footing. It's incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 8.
And you know what? I think this is so good for PC, you know, to have this defense out here. These are important snaps. You know, you're doing a great job. You're up 24-0, but you get some meaningful snaps under 7 minutes. These Eagles have played so many games where the clock is running. They're at home in their beds by now, right? It's 9 o'clock, game's over. You know, we're icing in the locker room or whatever it is. Now you got to learn to play a little bit deeper into these games, and I think it's such an important learning opportunity, even deep into the season in the playoffs.
3rd and 8 from the 46-yard line. Dumont takes a snap, wants to throw, pressured, and let's see, he is sacked. Doesn't go down, but the whistle blows as Isaiah Breams gets him back at the 46-yard line. And Breams probably and Breams is limping off, unfortunately. I think he did the smart thing, not throwing the quarterback to the ground. That might have drawn a penalty, but Iowa City Regina is wondering, because Dumont eventually got out of the grass, but it was after the whistle had blown and after an 8-yard loss. Pella Christian's 3rd sack of the game.
Yeah, and you know what? Give the officials some credit there. I thought they did a good job of blowing that one dead, as his progress was clearly stopped. You mentioned that Breams kind of lets up, but a big sack. Finally, Breams, it feels like he's been living in the backfield these last couple drives. He's finally back there to make that tackle and get the sack.
And it's punt team on for Iowa City Regina on 4th and 17. And we've got a delay of game penalty on the Regals.
And is this their first punt?
This is their first punt. I mean, we've stopped them 0 for 4 on 4th downs.
Man, let's think about that.
2nd punt. Veenstra.
You're right. Okay. Yep. There it is. But even that is pretty incredible. 1 punt per half.
Right.
And you still only have 0 points. They haven't had no problem moving the football. They just can't score.
Short punt. Really short punt. And it takes a Pella Christian bounce, and it's down at the 40-yard line. Well, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, this Pella Christian defense has made several big stops to keep this shutout intact. With a 7-0 game in the first half, Pella Christian had a stop on 4th down and 1 inside their own 20, and on 4th down and goal from their own 2-yard line. They have 2 4th down stops here in the second half. So they've given up some yardage, but they have not allowed Iowa City Regina to score. And working around that, the Eagles have 3 passing touchdowns and a field goal, and they're ready to salt away a 24-0 victory. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
And 1st and 10 from the 40. 5:51 to go in the ball game. And they are down a player, and so they will be forced to use a vision for less timeout as Colin Vanderwall comes running onto the field. JD, we do have our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show coming up. We'll take a look at our Hormel Foods radio key play and player of the game. Tonight's final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. We'll have a chat with head coach Rich Kakmarinsky, and we'll go in closing presented by Lighton State Bank. We will not be able to tell you who Pella Christian will play next week in the playoffs because they will kind of reformulate things. Once they're down to 16 teams, they will create 4-team pods with each of those winners advancing to the Unidome, where they'll then reshuffle the deck at the Dome. So we'll have to wait till tomorrow morning to find out the road for Pella Christian. And, you know, as it always is for both Pella and PC, lots of different ways we could go. We could head west over to a Van Meter pod. We could head east over to like a West Branch pod. You know, there's a lot. Sigourney, you know, could be in the mix somewhere. A lot of options for the Eagles as the association is piecing this puzzle together.
Yeah, there is. You know, it's always fun to kind of see what that looks like. The past 2 years, it's been at Van Meter and then at Dyke. You know, we'll see what happens. Both of those teams would be options, I think.
1st down and 10 for Pella Christian, and it's Kakmarinsky on a keeper after the fake by Schurz, and Kak keeps it in bounds. Clock keeps rolling as he picks up 7 out to the 47. A hard-earned 50 yards on 15 Isaac Kakmarinsky totes.
Yeah, it hasn't been the big plays, right? And that's kind of what Kakmarinsky's been known for. He's just got that burst of speed that when he can see some daylight, he can take it to the house. Regina's done a nice job of containing him, containing Schurz for the most part. But it's been PC's ability to throw in some new wrinkles that has really propelled this offense so far here tonight.
2nd down and 3 from the 47-yard line, and it's a handoff to Schurz. He's got the 1st down into Regina territory. He picks up 8 yards to the 45-yard lines, and he's closing in on a 100-yard day. I've got Benny at 14 carries and 98 yards. As we get a Strawver Cellular Instant Radio update, Pella 40, Cedar Rapids, Washington nothing. Unfortunately for Dutch fans, Newton leading Clear Creek Amana 10-0 at the half, and despite Pella closing the season with 3 blowout victories, unless Newton loses to Clear Creek, that will be in vain, and the Dutch will be left out of the playoffs at 3-6. 1st down and 10 from the Regina 45-yard line, and it's a fake to Schurz and a throw to the near side for Vanderwall, and that's incomplete. Wouldn't have gone for much even if he caught it, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, one thing to note here, you know, this offensive line doing a nice job, some nice pushes on this drive as well with Kakmarinsky and Schurz picking up nice yards. It does look like Breams and Veenstra are coming back onto the field. They've been worked on here on the sideline. Colton Voss is on the sideline without a helmet right now. And at right guard, we have the senior Spencer Plug getting his kind of first action all year with the first team offensive line.
2nd down and 10, and it's Kakmarinsky on a keeper, and he's down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. That is an 8-yard gain for Kak.
Hey, man, he's running hard, too. Schurz is running hard. Kakmarinsky's running hard. This offensive line is starting to really get things going. And that's the benefit of having a depth in your roster, is that this offensive line, none of these guys play on the defensive side, right? They're able to get that rest, and that pays in the 4th quarter when you have that energy and you feel like you have the ability to dominate a game.
3rd down and 2 coming up from the 37-yard line. Kakmarinsky out of the gun, hands it off to Schurz, right side run. He's got the first down, and then he runs right into a defender chest to chest at the 34-yard line for a gain of 3. But it's a third down conversion for the Eagles as Benny Schurz pops over 100 yards. And there's a Pella Christian player slow to get up. And see who that was, JD, probably in the area of one of the offensive linemen. So we have a vision for less injury timeout.
I think it's Benny Schurz, the ball carrier there, who's kind of coming up a little limp. Getting
Maybe
worked
a cramp.
On. Yeah, getting worked on here by a trainer.
It is Benny. Good call, JD.
And we've seen that a little bit more tonight, and obviously you get worried whenever you see that there's just been a few more guys getting banged up. It's kind of that time of year, right? It's been a long season. You get into these playoff games, and this has certainly been a physical football game, and you see that wearing on these guys' bodies a little bit tonight. But hopefully, at this point you're thinking, man, let's just get off the field healthy. Right, this game is over. There's 3:43 to go. The Eagles are up 24-0, and you just got to find a way to keep everybody so that you can put your best guys on the field next week.
For our radio audience, apologize for some of the technical issues. We are back here on Eagle Lane, and you are listening to Pella Christian Football, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM, KRLS Knoxville Pella, and KRLS HD1 Knoxville Pella.
Let's make it happen.
We had a vision for less injury timeout as Benny Schurz, I believe just a cramp, came off the field after picking up a 3rd and 2 run for 3 yards. So the Eagles get the first down, and with 3:25 remaining in the game, it's a first down handoff to Cooper Sprunk, and he picks up a couple of yards down to the 32-yard line. Let's go ahead and give you our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. Our score is Pella Christian 24, Iowa City Regina nothing. Clear Lake leads PCM 28-27 at last check. Clear Lake had a 4th and 12 with 2:40 remaining in the game, maybe ready to give it back to PCM to try to drive for a game-winning score. 2 finals. Van Meter beats Pleasantville 49-0. Harlan beats Knoxville 49-0. Pella leading Cedar Rapids, Washington 40-0 in the third quarter. Indianola leading Boone 42-0 in the third quarter. And Bondurant Farrar leading Norwalk 27-7 in the third quarter. And that's our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard as Cooper Sprunk gets another carry for no gain, and it's 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it's just a yard, but what PC's looking at right now is they're just looking at the clock and they're going, there's 2:25, and that thing is ticking. And that's really what they need, is they just need that clock to keep ticking and find a way to finish this one off with a first-round playoff victory.
Third and 7. Kakmarinsky looking to throw, fires to the near sideline, well overshot and incomplete. 4th down.
Pass intended for Ritzer, incomplete.
So a 4th down here, what do we got? We're at the 32-yard line. You got 4th and 8. I'm doing my calculations and going, man, can we trot out Jack Fancher here? He kicked a 47-yarder earlier this season, which was awesome to see, tied a school record. If you were to kick a field goal right now, it would be a 49-yarder, so you'd have a chance to break it. But you know what? Jack Fancher's probably been busy enough tonight. He's been awesome on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game as well. It looks like PC is going to try to go for it here on 4th and 8.
4th down and 8, and Kakmarinsky takes a snap, runs a little RPO, and then into double coverage. It's incomplete for Trevor Veenstra.
Yeah, I felt like if Kak would have held that onto the ball just a little bit longer and let Veenstra get further downfield, he might have him. There is a penalty on the play. It's an illegal lineman downfield, and that really doesn't mean a whole lot on 4th down. Regina's going to decline it, and that will bring up the Regina offense with 1:56 to go and a 24-0 lead here for PC. This defense trots out onto the field again, and how about these guys, right? I mean, they've given up some yards. It hasn't always been pretty, but they are pitching a shutout here so far tonight, and they're going to be really happy about that.
It's Pella Christian 24, Iowa City Regina 0. 1st and 10 for the Regals from the 32-yard line, and a low throw is incomplete, intended for Jackson Nave.
Yeah, that one must have skipped up to Nave, because it looked like to me like he caught it. he's looking at the ref like, what do you mean I didn't catch the ball? But he was on the ground there. Of course, in the NFL, he turns up and gets that one upfield. But in high school, he would have been down right where he was anyways. But it does have to block here for the Regals, which is probably fine for them anyways.
Again, for our radio audience, we are having some technical issues. Do apologize for that. Those of you watching on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel, I believe that everything's free and clear for that audience, as we've got a handoff to Daniel, as I think Regina is in the game mode here, with Daniel picking up 4 yards. 87 yards on 18 carries. And a snap and a throw coming. And it's intercepted by Kakmarinsky, racing down the far sideline to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. Isaac Kakmarinsky, a pick 6 for PC.
All right, Isaac Kakmarinsky, what a play. You know, it's maybe not that meaningful because this game was in hand anyways, but he just sticks his left paw out there, hauls that thing in with one hand. He is known for being an outstanding quarterback. He puts up big-time numbers at quarterback. But I tell you what, this kid's a heck of a linebacker. He all over the field making tackles. He's got a knack for the football. This time, not only does he get his hands on the ball, but he's able to turn it upfield and bring it all the way to the end zone. The senior Isaac Kakmarinsky having a great game.
We'll call that a 40-yard interception return for the touchdown for now. And the extra point. New kicker into the game for PC, and it is up, and it is good.
Camden Parker there, the sophomore with the extra point.
Let's take a timeout. It is 31-0 Pella Christian here on 92.1 KRLS inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
If you have friends or family coming to Pella, make reservations for them to stay in Pella's finest accommodations, the Amsterdam Hotel.
We have many different packages available depending on what they're looking for during their visit.
Our weekend getaway package includes flowers, chocolates, and champagne.
The Visit Pella package has tickets to the Historical Village, Vermeer Windmill, and Pella Buck to spend around town.
And the stay and play package includes golf at Boss Landon.
Find the perfect package for your guests or yourself by visiting royalamsterdam.com on the Bollengracht in Pella.
Hormel Foods in Knoxville is hiring. Get paid positions up to $26.05 an hour. All 9 positions will receive a shift differential. Employees will be offered a referral program up to $1,500. Weekly pay up to $1,000 weekly. A free 2-year college education for children of employees. Compressive benefits, medical, dental, and prescription coverage, paid vacation and holidays, and 401k match, pension, and profit sharing. Apply today here at HormelJobsKnoxville.com.
Welcome back inside of the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. We're live on 92.1 KRLS. Glad to have those of you that are also listening with the video at the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. And that same audio and video for those of you watching at home on Pella TV. It's Pella Christian 31, Iowa City Regina 0 with 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining in the ball game. And it's Daniel on the handoff, trying the left side, and he's spun down and tackled. Actually a new back in the game for Iowa City Regina. That's Jose Monastina, the senior, for no gain.
Yeah, Jose Monastina. That's kind of cool, right? Let's get the senior out there. Probably a guy that's worked really hard, hasn't had many opportunities. Give him the handoff. And the Eagles, too, are rotated in a lot of younger guys. It's kind of their second unit out here on defense.
We have a final score on a Strawberry Cellular Instant Radio Update. Clear Lake has beaten PCM 28-27. So the Mustangs, the Highway 163 rival of PC, has seen their season come to a close tonight on their home field on a 1-point loss. Pella Christian season, JD, 24 seconds away from officially moving on to the Sweet 16 in Class 1A.
Man, what a game this has been. You know, it's a 31-0 game. Certainly doesn't feel like that. This has been a pretty close game and a well-played game from both sides. For Regina, the season coming to an end. But for PC, they're really happy with this result.
Now here's a throw to a wide open receiver, and he's down to the 40-yard line. And that will be the final play of the ball game. The clock hits triple zeros, and Pella Christian pitches a first-round shutout. Final score, Pella Christian 31, Iowa City Regina nothing. We'll be back with our Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show right after this on KRLS.
At Bruxford's Home Center, we're looking for a delivery and install technician to join our team. Skip the gym membership and get paid to stay physically active. Work is typically Monday through Friday, so most evenings and weekends are yours to enjoy life's moments that matter most. You do need a valid driver's license and at least a high school diploma, but we'll provide the training. If you'd like to join the Bruxford's team, call 628-4870 or email contact us at bruxdeck.com to apply today.
Raceway Tire and Exhaust in Knoxville supports all the Marion County teams and athletes competing this year and encourages them to be the best they can by giving 100% effort in everything they do. The values of hard work and perseverance will not be in life for years to come. You'll find those same values at Raceway Tire and Exhaust, your one-stop auto headquarters located at 1318 West Bell Avenue in Knoxville or at racewaytireandexhaust.com.
Tire and Exhaust. We got what you need to get you on the go.
Mike Blom with Cabinet Design of Pella and Wood Harbor Cabinetry doesn't just change out cabinets and drawers. He can help freshen up your space with updated lighting as well. Here's Vicky Collette from Oskaloosa.
If you want to set up a card table or do something like that, it just wasn't quite enough light. So Mike put these can lights in that room too, and they're all on dimmers, so we can have as much light or as little light as we want, which has really been handy.
Hi, I'm Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy. Cabinet Design of Pella, where we expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations.
Gilchrist Jewett & Pella is your local source for windows from trusted manufacturers including Marvin, Anderson, Gherkin, and Silverline. They also stock and supply the top-of-the-line composite decking materials from TimberTech and Westbury Railings for a relaxing, family-friendly, and minimum maintenance area to enjoy for decades. As always, Gilchrist Jewett welcomes all contractors and homeowners alike for all your quality lumber, building supplies, flooring, cabinets, garage doors, and more in Pella.
Welcome inside of the Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show. Final score, Pella Christian 31, Iowa City Regina nothing. At Cabinet Design of Pella, they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the Cabinet Guy, at Cabinet Design of Pella. PC 31, Iowa City Regina nothing, and the Eagles are on to the round of 16 in the Class 1A high school football playoffs. Again, final score up the road in 2A. PCM's season is over as the Mustangs have fallen 28-27 to Clear Lake. And one other local playoff game that we're keeping an eye on with 50 seconds remaining, a double reverse pass for Southeast Warren has put the Warhawks up 38-32 over East Mills in the first round in 8-player football. So we saw a wide receiver pass for PC, JD, to jump in front 7-0. As it turns out, that's all the Eagles needed. They win it 31-zip.
Yeah, you know, what a fun game as again, it was dominated a little bit in terms of the yardage by Regina. Pella Christian made the big plays when they needed to in the first half, got themselves the big lead with that you know, what do you even call that, a wide receiver pass, right? He takes the sweep and throws it to his teammate downfield. But after that, it was all Eagles on the scoreboard, and just a really fun game. And as an Eagles fan, it was just great to see them take on a good quality opponent. And I believe that this is maybe the best game that Pella Christian has played to date.
All right, let's take a look at our Hormel Foods radio key play and player of the game. And we just talked about it. It was that first scoring strike for PC. The Eagles had gone 3 and out on their opening offensive series of the game, then forced a Regina fumble that was recovered by Drew Van Coten at the PC 46-yard line. First play after the turnover, Peyton Ritzert comes sprinting in motion. They hand it to him on what would appear to be a jet sweep. Peyton Ritzert throws it down to Jack Fancher, who had gotten behind the coverage for a 54-yard catch and run touchdown. The Eagles are up 7-0, and we'll talk about more of the rest of the game here, but that play, our Hormel Foods radio key play of the game.
Yeah, and you know what? We got to get Coach Cack's take on that play because, like I said, he's kind of that guy. at least in the past couple of years, who's been willing to mix things up a little bit, right? Throw in some crazy plays every once in a while. We've seen all sorts of weird stuff. We haven't seen any of that this year. And then finally, in the playoff game, after a big turnover, to give it to Ritzert and give him a chance to bomb it down the field. And he's got a great arm, and he put it right on the money for Jack Fancher, the first of his 2 touchdowns. And like you said, that puts the Eagles up, and they were able to maintain that lead all the way through.
And I'm going to do a bit of a cop-out for our key player of the game. The co-key players of the game are Pella Christian's 2 senior wide receivers, Jack Fancher and Peyton Ritzert. They combined for that touchdown. They each caught one from CAC. They both played spectacularly on defense, making tackles and turnovers. Those 2 led this Eagles team tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? Those guys have been really solid all season long on the defensive end. But what I want to talk about is the offensive end, because that was kind of the question mark coming into the year, is who are the guys that can make the big time plays through the air. And for the most part, PC, that's kind of been the missing piece for them in this offense. It's been Veenstra at times that he's had some big passing plays, but tonight to see the seniors Ritzert and Fancher just kind of step up and make the big plays, and some of those plays were a little easier than others, but to see them make contested catches or make them, the runs after the catch, even on not touchdown plays, just first downs, those guys were awesome all night. I think it's so important for PC moving forward.
All right, that's our Hormel Foods radio key play and player of the game. Looking for a key to your new career? Visit HormelJobsKnoxville.com. 31-0 is our final score. We're live inside of the Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show as the Eagles of Pella Christian are moving on to the next round of the Class 1A playoffs with the shutout victory over Iowa City Regina. Tonight's final stats are presented by the Verduff Agency. Pella Christian outgains Iowa City Regina 373 to 350. A balanced attack for PC. 192 yards through the air, 181 yards on the ground. Isaac Kakmarinsky was 12 of 21 for 138 yards. Ritzert got the other 54 passing yards on that touchdown to Jack Fancher, who caught 5 balls for 100 yards to lead the way for Pella Christian. Ritzert 3 for 37. Isaiah Breams 1 for 19. Trevor Veenstra 2 for 17. And then Schurz 1 for 17 and Colin Vanderwall 1 for 2. Rushing, Benny Schurz 14 carries for 83 yards. I had Benny at 100, but I believe they have credited a swing pass that should have been a backwards pass rush as a pitch and catch from CAC to Schurz. I'm not going to argue the cause. 14 carries, 83 yards for Benny Schurz. Isaac Kakmarinsky, 16 carries for 53 yards. And Peyton Ritzert, 3 carries for 43 yards. And those are tonight's final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. Let Chad, Lance, or Larry examine your stats and customize an insurance plan for you. The Verduff Agency, providing complete courteous service to the Pella area for nearly 100 years. And JD, let's give a big tip of the cap to the Pella Christian offensive line, because the running game was non-existent for the first quarter and a half, almost all the way to halftime in this game for Pella Christian. I mentioned it earlier, the first 5 carries for Benny Schurz went for just 7 yards, and then in the second, up until halftime, he only had 23 yards rushing, and then he finishes the game with 83. The line found a way to open some holes. Benny continued his hard running as he always does, and that ground game kicked in to go with kind of a revitalized passing game to lead Pella Christian to victory.
Yeah, I think that's so well said, because, the first couple drives, to be honest with you, I was a little nervous. I was thinking, oh boy, right, this offensive line is getting beat up a little bit. That's supposed to be our calling card. That's supposed to be what we're all about. But, even though they took their shots there in the first quarter, I thought they came out strong in the second half, right? They were up 14-0 at halftime. And, you could tell that they kind of had some more juice in them in the third and fourth quarter. And those runs that were getting stuffed for 1 or 2 yards were now turning into 7, 8, 9-yard gains for Benny Schurz and Isaac Kakmarinsky. So those guys got better as the game went on. And I think that's a big reason that PC was able to come out on top tonight.
31-0 is the final score. Pella Christian earns the victory over Iowa City Regina. We do have some Stravers Cellular Instant Radio updates rolling in. Pella fans, There is some happiness over at Pella High School, and then there is some sadness because the Dutch are rolling Clear Creek Amana 47-7. Kenson Fuller has 5 touchdowns in today's game, and there's still about 15 minutes of game action still to be played. So that's the good news, coupled with the fact that's going to be 3 in a row for the Dutch in blowout fashion. The bad news is that Newton leads Clear Creek Amana 21-0 in the third quarter, and that Newton victory will keep Pella out of the playoffs because of the tiebreaker in the district. And I think you said the same thing, JD, in your high school career, that you ended the season, your senior year in your career, on a victory, but you were kept out of the playoffs. And it's an odd feeling because, hey, it's hard to win a football game, and when you win, you want to celebrate. But for seniors, your career is over, and for everybody else, your season is over. So it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yeah, and to that point a little bit, I just give these football coaches so much credit because you just don't get many chances to do it, right? Yep. You get 8 regular season games, and you try to make the most of them, and then it's do or die time, right? And you're dealing with all sorts of stuff, and you get 1 game a week, and you got to make the most of it, and that's hard, right? And for those kids too, to end your career or your season on a win is just kind of a weird feeling, but it is what it is in high school football.
Coach Cack is on a sprint. He's coming up here to join us in our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show. JD, I'm going to let you go, my man. You and Tyler for round 2 next week.
Go.
Have a great call, my man. JD Bohr, I'm Trevor Castle. Rich Keck-Marinsky joins us next here inside the Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Certain. Certain who? Certainly. If you're going to get new shingles, you're going to get CertainTeed shingles from Dutch Mill Supply in Pella. CertainTeed Roofing offers a wide array of residential roofing shingle options, with profiles as beautiful as they are durable.
Dutch Mill Supply, located in Pella, is your only locally owned, one-stop, full-service lumberyard. My name is Joshua Payne. My staff and I are here daily for professional service from the guy next door. Our product line is diverse, and we'll get you what you need quickly and at a competitive price.
Go Eagles!
The Home Realty team would like to congratulate the Pella Christian football team on their 2022 playoff appearance. It takes commitment to excellence from every team member, coach, and family member to find success, whether it's on the field or in the real estate business. Home Realty has a dedicated staff ready to assist you and your family in the search for your dream home. Good luck to the Eagles on their road to a state championship from everyone on the Home Realty team.
Go Eagles!
Welcome back inside of the Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show here on 92.1 KRLS. Going to give Rich Keck-Marinsky just a moment to catch his breath because he went full sprint from the south end zone with his team up into our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show. We want to check our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. Final score here, Pella Christian 31, Iowa City Regina 0. Other playoff action tonight, Clear Lake defeats PCM 28-27. Van Meter defeats Pleasantville 49-0. And at last check, it was Southeast Warren 38, East Mills 32. Non-playoff action, bigger schools. Pella leading Cedar Rapids, Washington 47-7 in the third quarter, but that will not be enough to get the Dutch into the playoffs. Newton leads Clear Creek Amana 21-0. Indianola leads Boone 42-0, and Bondurant Farrar over Norwalk 27-7 in the third quarter on the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. You are listening to our Cabinet Design of Pella radio post-game show live on 92.1 KRLS. And those of you still with us on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel, it's our continuing coverage of Pella Christian football as we're joined now by Eagles head coach Rich Keck-Marinsky. Our interview powered by Hy-Vee following Pella Christian's 31-0 shutout victory over Iowa City Regina in the opening round of the Class 1A playoffs. And, Coach, a hearty congratulations on a well-fought victory.
Thank you very much, Trevor. I tell you what, our kids played super hard. I thought from the word go, I thought obviously we were keyed by our defense. Had a couple goal line stands, had a couple turnovers. Just really obviously kept the Iowa City Regina offense out of the end zone. And then I was really proud of our offense. I thought obviously we had a little trickeration there in that first score, which was nice to get up 7-0. But then, well, we were kind of plagued with bad field position for the most part of the first quarter. But we had a real nice. We still had to punt, but we had a nice drive. We took the ball, I think, on the 4-yard line, and we drove it out to about the 35. And then we were able to kind of flip the field. And that's where I really felt like maybe offensively we kind of maybe flip the switch a little bit. I thought our offensive line really tried to wear them down, and I think you saw that in the second half. We were able to run the ball a lot more effectively and burn clock and score some more points. So that was really good.
Well, let's talk about that trick play, because you went 3 and out on the opening drive. Okay, you have to punt it away, and they've got pretty good field position. You get a fumble. Drew Van Coten recovers it. And then you come out and you run a jet sweep, and Ritzert fires it down to Fancher, and he walks in for 54 yards. Obviously something you've been working on. What'd you like about that situation to break out that play?
Well, actually, we've been practicing it out for about a month now, and it's one of those deals where, you're just kind of waiting for the right time to use it. And we'd actually scripted it to do in one of the first 3 series. And then, it's been nice to go something like that after a turnover, quick change. We had a great field position, so we felt like it was the right time for it. And, of course, Peyton executed it very well. Fancher had the big catch. And Jack's got some speed, so he was not able to get run down. So that was really nice. So, again, I think that really, kind of emotionally really tipped the game in our favor. And then it kind of turned into a slugfest there for about, really the whole game, but particularly there the rest of the first quarter and the second quarter. But so I think that gave us the kind of the emotional edge we needed to kind of sustain our defense. And then offense, like I said, we were able to get a rushing game going. And I thought Isaac had some really nice passes. That touchdown pass to Jack Fancher right for half, might have been the backbreaker, really, if you look back on it.
Your defense had 4 fourth-down stops in this game, and after that trick play for the touchdown, they had back-to-back drives where they were kind of gashing you like 7-8 yards a pop deep into your territory. But then when it mattered, 3rd and short, 4th and short, your defense really stood tall. What did you think the key was to being able to stop them in those critical situations?
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I think that's really been the MO of this defense all year long, is we've been able to get stops when we've needed to, and we've been able to get really, other than the Sigourney game. But I think we talk about having a playoff team, playoff defense, playoff offense, playoff kicking game. I thought that's a sign of a good playoff team, is that you might get driven on, you might give up a few first downs here, but keeping them out of the end zone is key. So I was really proud of that. Really glad to see that. I think that we can continue to do that. I really want to give, credit to our defensive staff. Mike Boonder did such a great job, and my son David's been a big part of that too. And then we got Eric Pingle on the back end coaching the secondary, and Braden Egley coaching our linebackers. They've just done such a great job getting the kids ready. Our defense, I thought, really played, on a razor's edge tonight, and really looked sharp.
Well, and I thought another critical juncture of this game was early in the third quarter, because it's still just a 14-0 game. And if you're Regina, you're saying, we get the ball, let's go score. Well, you get a stop, and then you go score, and it's 21-0. And I know you weren't taking it for granted at that point, but you had to feel really comfortable when you punched that third one in.
Yeah, that was. I agree with you. That initial third quarter, our defense, got the ball back for us right away, and then we were able to go in and score and make it to, a lot of times. A lot of football games, if you can get up by 21, the dynamic changes a little bit. So I thought that was really key as far as the course of the football game. And I really felt like our offensive line, as the game went on, kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger, which was really great to see. I think that's another sign of a good playoff team, is that you can run the ball late. One of our strategies tonight coming in was we're going to throw the ball early and run the ball late, and I think that we were able to execute that pretty well tonight.
You told me in pregame that you like to be a balanced team, but that doesn't always mean that you run and throw the same amount. Tonight it almost worked out like that. You threw for 192 yards, you ran it for 181 yards, and the play balance was fairly equal, 35 rushes, 22 passes. And, as you go deeper into these playoffs and you run into good defenses that are going to be able to take away certain things, you've got to have the ability to do both. How important for your team's confidence was it that you were able to move the ball in both ways?
I think it was key. I think that obviously we've been able to run the ball well in every situation this year. The Regina defense, to me, and as we talked in pregame, I thought that was the heart and soul of their team. I mean, their offense is not bad, but I thought their defense, particularly their front 8 guys, I watched a lot of film. I watched 8 games, and we had 8 games available to watch, so I watched snippets of all 8 games this week. And they're really, they played some pretty salty teams. They played West Branch, they played Williamsburg, they played Minneapolis. those teams weren't able to really run. Well, Williamsburg was, but other than that, the other teams weren't really able to run the ball on them. So we knew we were going to struggle early to run the football. So I think, to your point, having success in the passing game really opened things up for us. And to your point, to be able to do that in the playoffs with equal degree of effectiveness, I think really going to make us tough to stop.
And, at this stage of the season, it doesn't matter if you win by 1 or 31 like you did or 81. You're moving on to the second round. But I have to imagine there's a sense of pride for those guys that they kept the 0 on the scoreboard, and then David gets the pick 6 to make it 31-zip. This was a convincing victory.
Well, I'm so proud of our defense. Our defense has been working so hard all year. And it's played well, but I think we're playing at a new level. We're in the playoffs. We need to play at a new level, and I think they definitely, did that. So I'm excited, and we escaped the game injury-free, so we're excited about that. We've been so healthy all year, which is a blessing. So we need to get some rest this weekend, and we need to study some. We'll find out who we're going to play tomorrow. But again, I like this. I like our team. I love our team, and we're excited about who we're going to get next week.
Well, this would normally be the part of the interview where I'd say, okay, so we have so-and-so next. So this is the one, or I guess the other time would be hopefully going to the Dome. You don't know yet either. But what is tonight like? Tomorrow morning, you're probably on pins and needles just waiting for the association to let you know who you're playing.
Well, one of the things that geographically being here in Pella, we can go. I guess I'm predicting we're going to go southeast. I think they're going to put us in the pod with West Branch and Sigourney and Mediapolis if Mediapolis wants. I probably thought they did. Or we could go back up Dyke, AP area like we did last year, and 2 years ago we went over to Van Meter. So, welcome to Central Iowa. You can go wherever, a lot of different directions. So, I don't really care. We're a good team. I think we're one of the better teams in state. I'd like to have the opportunity to prove it. So we're going to have another week next week, and we're going to get who we get. But, we'll have some work to do, but thought we took another big step tonight in almost every phase. Let's talk about Jack Fancher for a second.
How about it?
I mean, Jack, really, really keyed us well. Obviously, offensively had a big night, but, kicking the ball again. Trevor Veenster had a real night kicking the ball. We came up for pregame, and Trevor was booming him 50 yards on the punt. I'm like, holy cow, it's going to be good. I said to myself, hopefully not to punt very much.
Right.
But if we do, Trevor was punting very well tonight. So I thought our special teams, we had that really bad series there, middle of the first, end of the first, we had bad field position. But other than that, I thought our field position was pretty good, and that really helped us.
Well, and you have some underclassmen that are contributing, but this is a senior-driven group, and all the guys that you just mentioned are seniors. So for those guys in the late stages of their high school football career to be playing some of their best football, that's a huge key, Coach.
It really is. Obviously we've been led by our seniors all year long. And to see them continue to grow and develop and mature is very gratifying and very enjoyable. So I think we got more gas in the tank. So we're gonna rest up and get ready for whoever we're playing next week.
Congratulations, Coach. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck down the road.
Thank you very much.
That is Rich Kakmarinsky, head coach of the Pella Christian football team. This interview powered by Hy-Vee as the Pella Christian Eagles have defeated the Iowa City Regina Regals 31-0 in the opening round of the high school football playoffs. You're listening to the Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show on 92.1 KRLS. And as we go in closing, presented by Leighton State Bank, we do remind you that we've got bonus coverage coming up of Pella's blowout victory over Clear Creek Amana. That's coming up in just a moment. We will have Pella Christian football. It appears right back here on 92.1 KRLS, as it appears that Pella will not make the playoffs, and we will have just Pella Christian here in the Tulip City. So we'll have Pella Christian, opponent to be determined, next Friday night, 6:30 for the Smash Park Radio pregame show, and 7 o'clock for the opening kickoff of Pella Christian in the round of 16 in the Class 1A football playoffs next Friday night. And that is in closing, presented by Leighton State Bank. grow strong with us. Thanks for listening to the Cabinet Design of Pella radio postgame show. At Cabinet Design of Pella, they expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations. Call Mike Blom, the cabinet guy at Cabinet Design of Pella. That'll wrap it up from here. We're going to head out just across town to Pella High School, where Andrew Schneider and Randy Sikkema are calling the fourth quarter of Pella's win over Cedar Rapids, Washington. Until next Friday night, for more Pella Christian football, you're listening to Eagles football, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 KRLA.